Where is James Bond? He's hiding, he's been to the beach. It is too hot for Brosnan. He is within reach.
Oh, hi.
Here is James Bond. There goes James Bond. Down goes James. Okay, well let's on bang bang bang. Cup of decaf. Oh yeah, it's like we're on different sides of the world because my screen is dark and your screen is light.
These curtains.
The show starts and Catherine's off. Good evening, quiet bloke. Just subbed. Stewpot James, Roger, Dog Walking Dude, Claire 73, Sit Stands, hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to, I need my Twitch stats. Give me my Twitch stats, guys. Nice to have you all here. Nook of the Nook, thank you for the subs. Your subs count now. Your subs really, really count. And I tell you what else counts, your donos, guys. Goddamn donos count so much. I'm just going to put the donut bar here because I just got a feeling we're going to make $1 million tonight. We're going to make $1 million. Hello, everybody. Sweet Chili Dumplings is subbed as well. Slightly different vibe to the show. The entire show is free tonight, and we will keep banging on about that. Slightly different vibe. I'm here, and Catherine is there.
I'm in my house. Hang on, let me just get that. I'm just getting the link just to make sure we're groovy.
The show works the same, except actually don't phone in. I'm going to put a Zoom link in, and you are welcome to come and join the Zoom. Don't call in. I mean, I've just put the phone number out as well. That's dumb. It says August Dono, not September. Oh, my days.
You're such a wally.
I changed it. I did change it, but I guess it didn't take... Catherine, why don't you talk to them, please, when I do this?
Hello. Sorry, yes, I was just arranging my screens in the appropriate manner. So it's been a while, hasn't it? Already Roger's having a go. I'm shocked Catherine's internet is handling it, if I'm honest. Let's not speak too soon, shall we, kids? There will be intermittent jingling because I'm surrounded by cats. And my cats got done today, although you wouldn't know it, because they are behaving just as mental as they were before. What's going on? Let me show you Yoko. Come here, my little darling.
Fixed it.
Yoko. Look at this little jumper that she's got.
Oh, Yoko. Oh, Yoko.
Poor Yoko.
I'd love to turn you on. That's not appropriate to sing it to her.
No turning her on from now on, I'm afraid.
No.
She is out of action.
They can still get frisky. You know, Lucky is always offering herself to me. Always.
And
There's
apparently,
always an offering.
He's still viable for another 6 weeks. So I've got to keep him away from the honeys.
Well, he's the David Turners of the cat world. Good evening, everybody. There is a Zoom link in the chat if you want. Catherine's at home. I'm at home. We're doing it slightly differently tonight. We had, I don't know if Amy's in the chat yet. There she is. We had an awesome time at #Alton Towers. It was epicoa, wasn't it, Catherine Boyle?
So good. It was so exhausting, but it was so brilliant. I feel like, what's the word? I heard someone say that you should reframe things as rather than being, busy or exhausting, you should say that they were productive. They were very productive days. Yeah. We did a lot. We got a lot done.
24,000 steps is what we did. It was man alive. It was exhausting. I did a scary ride, and what was cool. Oh, hang on, I need to mute this. Goodbye. Why wouldn't that mute?
I thought it was me that was going to do something like that.
And what was great is I did do a scary ride. I didn't really enjoy it, but I did it with my 11-year-old sat next to me, and Catherine sat behind me. And what was great, my 11-year-old, I love it so much. The first bend, it looked like quite a slow one until you got on it, and then it was a fast one. Lulu says, I queued for 90 minutes for Gangster Granny Ride and thought it was pants. We queued for 25 minutes and we thought it was brilliant. So what are you going to do about it?
What did you expect to happen,
What are you going to do about it? Were you there with kids? Because if you were there on your own, that's weird. And they should have kicked you out of the park for being weird, going on Gangster Granny as an adult. So I went on, what was it? It was The Wicker Man. And I thought it would be, it'd be all right. It was horrible. I didn't enjoy it. But I was with my 11-year-old. Now, I swear a lot on those rides. And I let out an F-bomb. And what was great was for the rest of the ride, my 11-year-old is going, he's swearing. He's swearing. And we looked at each other and it's like, son, you've become a man. You've become a man that swears. It was wonderful, wonderful to hear my slightly posh 11-year-old. Lala Lulu, were you with kids or were you on your own? You got to answer the question. You can't come in and chuck a grenade like that and not answer the question. Answer the question. So it was good. It was good hearing him swear. I had a wicked time. I don't really do rides. That was kind of the only ride that I did that was potentially dangerous. Yes, my 4 and 8-year-old, they wanted to kill each other after 90 minutes. Well, I wouldn't queue with a 4-year-old for 90 minutes. That's bad parenting. I'm going to say it. You're a terrible, terrible parent. And the fact that your kids didn't enjoy... I mean, all of these rides are like no more than 2 minutes. Gangster Granny might actually be a little bit more. But all of these rides are 2 minutes. You know that when it says 60 minutes, 90 minutes, 45 minutes, one of them we saw had 125 minutes. You know, Jams, thank you for this up. You know what you're getting yourself in for. You're going for a long queue for something that's probably not much more than 90 seconds. When we were at the water park, we went to the water park the night before, and it was a heaving, man, but it was great. And I queued up for an hour. Didn't even get wet. Me and my youngest queued up for an hour for our first ride, the Master Blaster. And I was talking to a couple behind us, and we said, you know, it's an hour-long queue for what is essentially 45 seconds of pleasure. And
who are these people?
We knew it. You can't hear these clips, can you?
Who are these
I can.
people?
Yeah,
Like
I can.
full volume.
Yeah, perfectly well.
Beautiful.
Do people not know what theme parks are? I remember going to theme parks when I was a kid, and you might get 3 goes on things because the rest of it is queuing.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's part of the deal, isn't it? Unless you splash out for the old fast passes.
We got some free fast passes. I would not queue up for 90 minutes with a 4-year-old. I would not do it. 4-year-olds are incapable. Also, get there early. The Gangster Granny was the first thing we went to. My 9-year-old is thrilled that David Walliams liked my tweet about that. He asked me to tweet. I can see the cat's going upstairs there. Look. He asked me to tweet about it. It's the A41, David, unless you found somewhere else. I queued up for 45 minutes for 12 seconds of pleasure on the A41.
Gosh, the A51 now as well. I mean, easy branching out.
Liked my tweet about it, David Walliams. But what my boy was blown away is I said, oh, I used to know David Walliams. Sorry, what? Yeah, I used to know him before he was famous. And we'd kind of be up for the same gigs, and he was like around. And when he was famous, I remember I saw him in the street, and I thought, I don't want to see David Walliams to see me. I'm stoned. So I crossed the road, and David went, Ian Cooey, like that. And he spoke to me a couple of years ago. Hey, there is my youngest son. I'm just saying, Kimbo, about David Walliams and how David Walliams liked my tweet. Now, even cooler than that, right? And if you get this, you get this. And if you don't get this, you don't know nothing, right? Mr. Jam liked one of my tweets, and Mr. Jam now follows me on Twitter. Yes, mate, Mr. Jam. I'm waiting for Becky Hill to follow me because I mentioned both of them in a video plugging the Patreon. And Mr. Jam replied with that emoji. And he now follows me, and I could not be more excited. What we're going to do, Catherine...
Yeah, go on.
And my boys have suggested this for ages because their YouTubers do it, is we're going to do a countdown. Next week, we'll do a countdown show where we look at all the blue ticks that follow us, and we'll rank them in order of fame.
There is a slight problem with that, because I haven't got a blue tick, so I haven't got the facility where it only shows the blue tickers.
All right, well, we'll go through mine. Lala Lulu desperately trying to defend their terrible parenting. When we joined the queue, it said 55 minutes. Then it was a case of once you've been in there that long, you can't leave. I wouldn't join a 55-minute queue with a 4-year-old. I think I wouldn't even take a 4-year-old to Alton Towers. I think that's awful. I think it's awful what you did, and you should repent.
Weren't expecting that, were you, Lala Lulu?
No, I'm in a. Here's the thing, right? We cannot lose any Patreons now for this month. We're locked into this month, and do you know what happened? No one unsubscribed. One unsubscribed and then resubscribed again. I saw that. I saw the ghost.
I
Yeah.
mean, no respect.
You're right. CBeebies Land. You should have gone to CBeebies Land. My 9-year-old got terrified because we were on the cable cars and they stopped. Now, listen, it wasn't comfortable, right? It wasn't comfortable. But these things happen, and it's normally because there's someone in a wheelchair. People in wheelchairs, dear God, at theme park. It's a joke. It's someone in a wheelchair or a buggy or someone having difficulty, or maybe they're just, hey, there's PC Shed who paid off his mortgage with crypto mining, Bitcoin mining.
Big up yourself, PC
Actually
Shed.
did. But it was uncomfortable on the cable car when it stopped, and he was rightfully upset. But it did mean that when we had to get to the other side of the park, a walk of 20 minutes, we had to walk. And boy, oh boy, at that time I was very, very tired, Catherine. I was exhausted. Roller coaster restaurant.
Oh my! Now that's something. That's the stuff that
nuts.
dreams are made of, right?
That's nuts, right?
Do you remember when in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, when it shows one of the dad's amazing inventions was this like train that brought their breakfast? It's that, but actual, right? So the kitchen is upstairs. They drop things through the hatch onto these rails. Each table has its own track, and your plate arrives in a roller coaster car. It's the most incredible thing. Kids' eyes nearly popped out, didn't they?
My eyes nearly popped out. And what was even more exciting was that once the trays had been emptied, the kids could push them off the table into a bin. Emsalot, thank you for the sub. Jams84, thank you for the sub. I wonder if that's Mr. Jam. Mandula is here. BAPT, welcome to the show. No phone in tonight because Catherine's over there. What the phone in? Hang on a minute. Let me just think about it. If I tell you what, we can make it work. So if I open Skype on here, but we'll favour the Zoom, but we'll have Skype open because I can make it work. It would just sound a little bit pony. You're right, Pats. You probably can't see. There's Patty there walking about.
Where's Pats?
Pats is being a knob. Here's the Zoom link. If you want to join the Zoom, you're very, very, very welcome. It's a lovely little 2-hour show tonight. It's free. The whole show is free tonight, and tomorrow's show is free. It's only an hour tomorrow night because I got to go to Edinburgh. Oh, yes, we didn't lose any Patreons this month. We didn't, so I can say anything I want to you.
Wow.
Didn't lose any.
Thank you for sticking around, everyone.
Thank you. Now the trick is, let's try and get some more. So we're going to do a few free shows, one tonight, one tomorrow, and maybe one next week. Again, it's a slightly different week because I'm away. But you will be getting podcasts. We got podcasts. Are those podcasts loaded up yet, ready to go? The Luton Show.
You haven't sent it to me.
I sent you the audio.
Right. Okay, I'll sort that out.
A week ago.
All right, I'll sort it out.
Okie dokie. I sent you the audio.
I think I downloaded it straight away. That's
No. So you're going to get the Luton Show in 2 parts, preloaded next week. So you're going to get a load of stuff. But it's Patreon all the way, guys. This is free. And do you know what? I make no apologies for the fact that tonight we're going to bang on about the Patreon a lot because this is the advert. If you want... Hello, Alistair. If you want... Oh, it's headphones. I thought he'd grown like hair. If you want... the full videos, if you want the full audio podcasts, if you want the meetups and all of those things, you have to sign up to the Patreon. You have to do it. It's the only way to do it. $6.66 is probably the best deal. Plus VAT. $4.99 is pretty good as well. £20 is just absolutely redonkulously good, and you're going to get like an hour and a half music show bonus podcast I recorded today. So sign up to the Patreon, all right? This is how we live, and it's really important. And I make no apologies. We're going to bang on about it a lot tonight because this is what these free shows are for.
I've got a new bonus podcast in the offing as well.
Oh,
so,
beautiful.
Yeah. We're going back to the 90s.
Hello.
Oh, he shrunk. He just shrank during that.
Can you hear me?
Pardon?
Hey,
Hello?
Pardon?
Hello?
Thank you,
Sorry.
John Harris.
I was just in my garden.
It looks beautiful.
Well, you would say it's naturally growing rather than anything else. But yeah, I did trim my hedge this summer, which is
Nice.
a good thing.
I trimmed mine yesterday
Anyway,
in the bathroom.
back to the video. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Ian. How are you
Um,
doing?
I'm all right. Thank you, Alistair. I'm all right. I can't believe is it Thursday or Friday? I don't know what day it is.
It's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow we're doing an hour-long show, and then Saturday morning. It's not quite as. You should be in bed. Anonymous tip £15 and 1 penny. Let's get the
Thank
ball
you,
rolling.
Anonymous.
Thank you. Saturday. I need to put that. Where can I put that? There we go. I put that
Lovely
there.
cat,
That's
by
it.
the
Saturday, I'm going to Edinburgh to go and speak to my dead dad. So yes, it's slightly different week this week and next week, but it's Thursday, Catherine. It's Thursday.
Okay, I can deal with that. Was that rumpus here or you there? I can't. It's so hard to tell.
I haven't got any cats to show you, I'm afraid.
This
What can
one's
we-
got no balls.
What can we do for you, Alistair?
I just saw it was on Zoom, so I thought, oh well. I've not
well.
spoken to you for
Oh
a
well,
while,
it's on Zoom. Oh well.
and I've not seen you for a while, and you can see me. And here's Jeannie. She's making my life more wonderful every day.
Ah,
So yeah, aren't cats brilliant?
Cats is the best, mate. Cats is the best, and there's anyone who says they ain't is some kind of. I bet Lala Lulu doesn't like cats. Cats is the best, and when I was away, I have a lovely woman called June comes and stays at my house, and looks after my cats. And she came down one morning and messaged me because the cats had they want to. I don't let them out when I'm not here, but they had smashed the cat flap wide open. They were all out, including Patty, who's not allowed out for. Well, the vet said another 2 months. I'm going to make it 4 weeks. But yes, they'd smashed open the cat flap. So in that instance, Alistair, no, they're not all right.
Well, it's interesting you say that because next week I'm going away for the first time since all the lockdowns. So I'm
Since
going
the
to see
C word.
friends in Leicester, and
Okay.
I've got a lady who's going to come in and look after feeding and everything. Now I've said, because I think that Jeannie will be kind of kind. She's always liked people, and I said let her out, but just kind of keep an eye on her. I think she'll be interested in coming back to you.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe I shouldn't? Should we say just keep her in, and we'll fumigate the house when I get back?
Is someone staying in your house or popping in and out?
No, they're just popping in to feed.
I mean, I was thinking about it. It doesn't really make any difference, but I feel more comfortable keeping them in.
Yeah.
And it'll be all right. You'll preload the litter
If
tray.
she happens to go,
Yeah.
i.e. Jeannie happens to go, then I can't expect the lady to just wait until the cat comes back.
No. I have 2 because I've got 5 cats. I'll have 2 litter trays. And Lala Lulu, I'm sorry for the loss of your topaz. And I roll up the rugs. This is what I've learned to do: is roll up the rugs and hide the bean bag. There used to be 2 bean bags because for some reason they just pee and poo in them and on them. So I roll them up and I shut the bedroom door as well because they wazzed all over the bed last time. It's horrible, disgusting.
Also, can I just ask Catherine a question about something? Because
do it.
do you remember me saying that she's loving going out at night?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, would she have a boyfriend, do you think? And is that why? Because there is a male cat that hangs about. And also, if they have sex, could it be dangerous for Jeannie?
I don't think so.
Might get her heart broken.
Yeah, they're known to be the morals of alley cats. It's entirely
Amy,
possible.
thank you for that dono, by the way.
I don't really
Thank
see
you.
why they would be restricted to nighttime because I don't think they're shy like human beings. I don't think they want to wait for cover of darkness to get it on. But it's entirely possible. I think cats just like steaming around at night. I think that there's probably more stuff for them to chase at night. And animals.
Do you
and
have
such.
other cats with interested in Willow at all?
There aren't any male cats, as far as I know, around here. But I'd like to see him try because she's quite the chonk these days, and she could she could take them.
Excellent.
All the other cats look tiny compared to her. She sort of swaggers around the neighbourhood.
This is the original feminist cat, really.
But I don't know. I don't think, from what I've heard, and Ian, you may know better than me because you've been a cat man longer than I've been a cat woman. But I don't think it's particularly pleasant, is it, cat sex?
It's been so long since I've been engaged in it. I cannot.
No, but here it's
answer the
quite painful. There's a lot of biting.
Yeah.
So
Never mind, my kids are watching.
Well, there it is. There it is.
I feel like an overprotective parent. You're not having sex.
Stooby-Doo, thank you for the sub. Amy, thank you for the tip. It's all all of this money counts. And I don't apologize. Tonight is all about selling. It's all about trying to get the dono bar up, and it's all about trying to get Patreons to sign to this. I did the maths the other day, right? If you sign up to the 666 plus VAT level now, you get 3 months worth of material. It works out at about 0.7 pence an hour of stuff that you get access to. If you sign up now, you don't just get everything for the month of September. You get June, July, and August as well. All of that becomes available to you. Videos, audio, podcasts, all of that stuff. 666 and above. And there we go. That's all I need to say on
It reminds me
matters.
very quickly, and then I'll wish you a good show. My payment didn't go through, but that was my fault because I'd cancelled my card in the month earlier because of a dodge pot on the internet trying to use it.
Who are these people?
Yes, I know. And then I realised I got the message, so I changed that, and the payment should be with you. I'm sure it went through. So
I think it did, and we've had a couple of people who've had problems with their payment going through. So do check. Do check that your payment has gone through. That is value for money. You're absolutely right. And tonight's show and tomorrow night's show, selling that. If you want to, Alistair, always a pleasure. Good day to you. Good day.
Bye, Alistair. I'm just going to turn this off because I think it's giving me a bit of a strobing effect.
Okay. You'll have to make yourself leave, Alistair. I don't know how to do it.
Oh, okay.
Without reporting you for crimes. He's still there, there we go, he's gone. 0203 286 6370 is the phone number. There's the Zoom link if you want to come and join us. Brogan says, I've upgraded to 66, got to look myself in the mirror. I've never looked so attractive. We go. George's woman says, we lost 3 dogs in 3 years. The downside of adopting seniors, but happy they ended their days with us. Jimbo's in the house. Jimbo is in the house. Welcome to the show, and you're very, very welcome to it. You can't see, and they're gone now, dicking around. How are you feeling, Kath? It was weird because we went up to Alton Towers together. We had talking about cat sex. That's George trying to mount his sister. Hang on a minute. I wonder if you can.
Just be in bed.
I don't know why it's coming through that speaker. Hang on a minute. Hang on. There she is. There's Patty. And there we go. Oh, you can't see. Let's get rid of this. There we go. That's George.
There they are.
George, what are you doing? George? Striding like the big man. Let's keep that there so you can sit. Sorry, Catherine, were you about to say something?
No, I just think it's hilarious about George because George started out as the runt, right? And all the other girls would gang up on him, and now he's the boss of the house. Also, he thinks.
Diddy Diggs, thank you so much for that tip. That is very, very much appreciated. Ginger Ninja's here. Ginger Ninja, if you want to come and join us in the chat, but you got to chat. That's the thing. That's the key. So, here's what I was saying. So we went up to Stoke. Thank you, Ben Parrish, for the sub. We went up to Stoke on Sunday, and I forgot we went and saw the monkeys, the animals. They went to a monkey park,
and we hadn't told the kids about it.
No.
So I said to the girls, right, we're going to just get there. We can have.
Elephants.
have a McDonald's on the way. That's the big treat. A McDonald's on the way. When we get there, we'll just like chill out for a bit. We'll go and have a meal. And then it's early to bed because we've got a busy day the next day. What I didn't tell them is, first of all, we're going to pull over into the monkey forest and see some, what were they? What kind of monkeys were they? Barbary apes or something?
Something like that. Like that.
And it was hilarious.
It was brilliant. Lots of little baby monkeys, lots of funny adventures. So we did that. Then I booked too much stuff. I crammed it. I did too much stuff. So then on the Monday, oh my God, we went and played Laser Quest. I haven't played that since I was 22 years old. 26 years
we
ago.
regressed immediately, didn't we?
Oh, and the kids, our youngest was really scared, and my youngest was going, "Can I hang out with you?" I said, "Of course you can." And your youngest didn't want to do it. As soon as we got in and we realized the game had started, they didn't tell you the game's starting, you're in it. Those kids were off. It was epic. I want to play more. I just want to become a professional Laser Quester. I wonder if that must exist somewhere. Yeah. There will be a Laser Quest Olympics.
I would watch that. The game is pretty similar. The guns are better than they were back in the day. The dry ice was a bit more sparse, but it was there. There was definitely that
it was just
smell.
A crappy smoke machine. Yes,
there was definitely the right smell, but it was really good fun, and it was lovely as a mum to be able to just stand on, in a vantage point and just like snipe everyone else.
Oh, a lot of kids were getting shot. I was shooting a lot of mums. And I won the second game. I won the second game because I wouldn't call it camping. So I'm just letting the social medias know that we're live right now. But some people would call it camping. Yeah. I found a great spot right near the back where there was a thin line where you could do. Oh, Diddy Deeks, thank you for the tip. Where you could just shoot through it, and
there was a great line of sight to the other side. Just sat there picking people off. It was great. And then occasionally I would go loco and just steam in to their camp and shoot it up. Look at that,
dickhead. Hey, ladies, I may not be able to do it, but I still look hot. Hot. Shut up, Jimbo. So we did that. Then we went to a bowling place that wasn't very good, actually, where their app was crap. I ordered the food twice because the app was so crap, and they came over. Oh, did you mean to order this twice? No, I didn't. Could I get a refund? Oh, okay. And then the guy came over and said, I need to check your bank account. That's a bit out of order.
Look at you spending.
I need to check your bank account. I was like, why? To see if 2 payments had gone out. And I thought, that's a bit off. But I was like, all right. I showed him. And as I was getting my bank account up, I said, your app is a bit shonky, mate. I said, it's not our app. It's head office's. Okay, you're not you're not an advocate or an ambassador for 10-pin strike or whatever it was called. And then he very reluctantly sighed and went, yeah, okay, we can issue a refund. Yes, you can bloody issue a refund. Your rubbish app charged me twice.
I mean, we were assuming he worked there. There was no obvious sign.
No, well, the attitude, I think. And also, the sides were up for the bowling. And I said, okay, can we have the sides down for the 2 adults? Oh, no. Hey, Sinjin. Oh, no. If you want the sides down, you have to come and get us each time you want it down and want it up. I'm thinking, I've never been there. The last place we went to, you could do it yourself if you wanted to. And I looked in every lane, the sides were up. That was that's broken. That's Brexit. That's Tim Weatherspoon's. That's Weatherspoon summed up. All of the sides were up.
This is why we've got no creative spark anymore. No competitive edge because we're all winners. Get badges for taking part and the sides up.
Mardista, thank you for the sub. St. John, lovely to see you. If anyone wants to come and join us, you're very, very welcome to. I missed the day, and I think it stopped before COVID. I missed the days of the shoes. The bowling shoes. Yeah. I used to like I looked at buying bowling shoes, but they're quite expensive. They're so lovely, though.
They are, dear. Well, they're a definite choice, aren't they? They're a look. They're like a sort of Harlequin extravaganza. Very comfortable.
David Turner said the last place we went to, they just popped up and down depending on who was bowling. That's where everywhere does it. The last place I went to, it did that, but you could also just, if you fancy doing it the other way, you could go, right, I'm going to get rid of that for this round and just press a button. Mm-hmm. It was not great. And then in the evening, we went to the Alton Towers. What do they call it? Wet World, Slippy.
Wet World.
What do they call it? Wet World.
Water park.
Water park. We went to. Harsh says bowling with the sides up is pointless. Tough guy, huh? But I agree. We went to the water park and it was rammed. But we were in that pool. Well, you were in that pool for about 7. No, I was in that pool for about 3 hours.
Yeah.
You were in that pool for about 3.5 hours because I just snuck out after 3 hours, got dressed, and then went and got a Costa.
Actually, I was in the pool way longer than you because you spent quite a lot of time in a queue to start with, and my little one wouldn't go on anything to start with. So we were straight into the lazy river, round, 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 round. You're still queuing, you're still dry, round, round. I'm going pruny, round, round. And then finally you turn up.
Didn't get wet for an hour in the thing. It was rammed. It was there were too many people there, really, but it was fan bloody tastic. I kicked a kid coming down a slide. Kid didn't get out of the way, right? The light went green. And that means, hello, Patty. Look at her. Look, isn't that an amazing recovery? That's you, Catherine.
Is it?
No, what was that?
Me.
That's one of the kids.
Oh,
I thought
my
so.
eldest.
Her up and she goes, she threw her face at me.
Oh, the cat apparently threw her face at my eldest. There you go.
Roger
It's a
says
new
the
one.
only time I went bowling was on a date. Neither went well. Did you get a strike?
What have you done?
Or a spare.
What was I saying? We booked too much. There were too many people. Oh yeah, I kicked a kid. They had the light was green, meaning the slide is free. And I came down and there was a kid just stood there and he went flying. Little
What a
sod.
bloody kid. Kind of
Deserved
his
it.
fault then. Deserved it. Exactly.
Sofa King Jaded says, did they have that dye in the pool that goes purple when you wee in it? No, I don't think that stuff exists. That's a myth. That's an urban myth. Thank you, the Smiths. Nice to see
I
you. Thank you
can
for the sub.
testify, not through myself, but through someone close to me, that at least 3 times the die failed.
It is an urban myth. That stuff does not exist. Never has done, never will do. It's as simple as that. God damn it. Weebit says, you have a new sponsored stream invitation. Check it out. All right, let's check out this sponsored stream invitation we've got. See if we're going to do it. Stream this game on your PC, reach your goals, and earn up to $2,640. Holy
Wow.
Here's how it works. Play for 3 hours or more on your stream. Done that. Wait 6 hours between streams. Can do that. Hit your goal and get 25 or more viewers to download and play the game. This campaign requires a purchase of at least $50 for use on stream. This expense will be reimbursed. Okay, fine. Let's do it. How many? Hang on. Let's hang on a minute. We could be in the big bucks here. Hang on. How do we get? What? Hang on. What? Hang on a minute. How does this work? Stream Elements is working with Gigantic to activate sponsored streams to showcase their mobile live claw machine, Clawy. It's Claw. The goal of this campaign is to drive new installs and playing users to the app.
Why have we got to pay for it though?
No, we don't. We get the money back. That's
But
what.
I don't know.
That's how it's all. That's how all of them have been.
Really?
If you'd read the fine, yeah. They pay it back. But I don't understand how you get $2,000 and not $380 because I don't really want to do it for $380. But I'd do it for $2,000. Jeez, I'd do it. Oh man. Do TV detective vans exist? No, they do not exist. That is not what they're about. Catherine, what have you brought to the party this evening, please?
They do it on they do it on your address, don't they? That's how they get you.
Yeah.
That's how they know when you got a tele and likelihoods. What have I brought to the party? Not an awful lot. I've my eldest is starting high school tomorrow.
Oy.
So yeah, that's crept up on us. That is crept up on us. So is the teenage time. So she turned 13.
Ouch.
Yeah, like a couple of weeks ago, and all of a sudden I'm the parent of a teenager. I suspect she's the low maintenance one. I could be surprised, but so far so good actually.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet on Twitch is PC Shed, whose beard is significantly longer than the last time I saw you was quite a while ago, and it was a nice little short beard. Now it's a nice big long beard. Look at that, brother. How you doing?
It's glorious.
Good evening.
good evening.
Good evening, Ian and Kath. I thought
Hey.
I'd just pop in and say hello.
You gave us a very generous donation once,
let me
and
just
it's
sort my audio.
appreciated. And you've been very helpful when I was trying to sort out getting this computer and stuff. So thank you. And also, what you can't see is behind him there is a trap door. That's right. There is a trap door in the floor, which makes him the coolest person. Which makes it cool. Trap door. There it is. Look.
I'm on my loft.
Have you never fallen down there?
No, I just wanted to pop in and no.
Okay. We have a slight delay, so I'm going to shut up and let you speak.
I've got to make some audio feedback.
No,
I just wanted to pop in and say thank you very much for both of you. And also, I think you guys moving to Patreon is the right move. And I hope all the success, because you guys has helped me a lot over the time, even back when on the radio show. And it's been great watching you guys on your journey.
Oh, thank you.
So,
thank you, man. And
that's all I wanted to say.
well, thank you. And, you know, you have
no
been
problem.
so helpful to us. And you are a nice person online. I mean, there are a few of them, but they kind of hide around. How is, now, you know, you did, I'm not breaking any confidences. You did pay off your mortgage Bitcoining. I don't know if that's the verb. I went Bitcoining. But you...
That's a long story. But in essence, I've been on crypto for about 8 years.
Yeah.
And what now? In January, I came across a gentleman from who's Greek called Constantino Pisto. He started a little channel, only a couple, 10 to 100 people, teaching people how to trade crypto. And now, 7 months later, 45,000 subscribers. And I use his teachings as such to retire early. I retired at the age of 42 last week.
Beautiful.
So.
I love it. I love it. This is the dream, man.
And now my journey has been trying to help people through Twitch, through the tech. I love technology. I'm a bit of a geek, and random acts of kindness through Twitch and YouTube, donating blood. That's the sort of thing that I do. No monetary value. I don't monetize any of my videos or anything like that. I just use it as an archive. So.
Well, thank you, man, and thank you for your support, and it is gratefully appreciated.
Right.
So thank you. Stay
No
safe.
problem.
You have to leave, because if I leave, I end up reporting people, and I don't mean to.
No problem.
Careful with that trapdoor.
Of course, not a problem. I'll try and work out how to leave. All right. You have a fantastic evening, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have a complaint, and I'm going to deal with it. David Griff says, totally free content tonight and tomorrow. No patron-only content. Fingers crossed for patron-only video content for next week to justify a subscription. I don't listen to any podcasts. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that, I'm afraid. The podcasts are part of the package. And we've always said, you had 4 patron-only shows last week. So I think it kind of balances up. You did get 4 patron-only shows last week. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to refund you. There you go, refunded. Because we don't want anyone to be unhappy.
No.
Also don't want people dictating it like that. So thank you, but no thank you. There will be no patron-only videos this week or next week. We did do 4 of them last week. Sorry that you want more. The podcasts are part of the deal. You know, it's not like it's just the video. The podcasts are part of the deal. So I've just refunded you for this month. And I hope that's cool. There you go. We don't have to justify your subscription to us anymore. That makes everything easier. Fucking cheek of some people. I mean, really.
Isn't it interesting what they count?
Absolute cheek of some people. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the previous 2 months. But, you know, we don't need to take your money this month. We're not that desperate. Razor's Edge, thank you. Thank you for your sub that comes without any strings attached to it, that comes without any demands on top of it. I'm sorry, Dave, but honestly, that's out of order. I mean, if that's what you want to do, then that's fine. But the podcasts are part of the deal. The podcasts are part of what you get for your patronage. You got 4 exclusive patron-only paywall shows last week, which nearly added up to the same amount of hours you would have got in a normal week. So, and we did that because we knew it was gonna be slightly wonky for the next 2 weeks because of life.
I'm surprised it's taken until now for someone to say something like that, because some people feel like they want it the way they want it, and they don't see that we're trying to cater for how everyone kind of can access things. So it's groovy.
Refund issued. You probably take a few days to get through, and you're very welcome to come. But please don't tell us what to do or how to do it. We will not stand.
We already give you way more than most people on Patreon. So
most patrons, you get a podcast a week.
Yeah.
Like an hour and a half podcast a week. You know that, right? You should be in bed. Jimbo it says, up your bum with your entitlement. Thank you very much indeed. I don't know why that audio's coming out from that computer, but you know what? I used to do it because I've done that. I'm an idiot now. There we go. It's fixed. It won't come out of the computer anymore. I wouldn't focus on it. Oh, no. And I'm not going to carry that comment around. I mean, we'll talk about it privately afterwards. I'm not going to carry that comment around. I just think it was important and had to be addressed because it was there. And I just didn't like the tone. I didn't like the tone. And no one is forced to do this. I thought people kind of got that it would, it flops and it changes and it does stuff like that. Bless you. Then I just no.
If that's the beginning of the interaction, no one's going to end up happy with it. So let's just stop now.
Not having that. I mean,
who are these people?
Used to be in bed.
Who are these people?
I said harmony. Thank you, Alistair. And we're not doing it so you'll go, we think it's... I just, I'm of a mindset now. And if you heard the little bonus podcast, which that guy didn't, and I expect an email. I don't think we're humiliating or anything. I think we're just sticking up for what we do and defending it. And we've refunded, which we don't normally do, but very, very happy to do that. But we the first few months it was kind of us scrabbling around and saying, love us, please love us, please love us. And that is not healthy and it's not normal and it's not what got you lot into our shows anyway, I don't think. So Catherine and I have had a chat and we're a lot more relaxed about it. We're going to do it more on our terms in terms of when and how and what. And if people go for that, that's groovy. And if people don't go for that, you know what? That's groovy as well. But we have to stop trying to please everybody and have to please ourselves.
Yeah.
And if we please ourselves, then we think the majority of you will also be pleased.
The other way just isn't sustainable. It isn't, because as you've heard there, people have got different expectations. Okay. And it's not Netflix, as many of you pointed out in the chat. It's not Netflix. A lot of Patreon accounts, I mean, the vast majority that we're hearing about offer far, far less in terms of content. And okay, maybe you don't like hearing it, maybe you'd rather watch it and stuff, but it's all there for you. You get to pick and choose. It's like a buffet. And also forcing you to take the sausage rolls. And also
the money is not just for the shows, it's for the work that goes into, doing the podcasts and setting it, there's all of that stuff. Dave Griff says, sorry, thought it was free. But this is free. This is what? This is free. Tomorrow night's is free, and we'll probably do one next week that is free. I don't understand. Yes, it's free,
and we need to be able to do that because we need to be able to attract more patrons, right?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm thrilled. Right, David Turners has invited me to audition to be the 4th member of the Computer Game Show. So we're doing like a trial show. I think this is the way he sold it to me. Sorry, I thought it was first part free and second half Patreon. No, it's all free. What? It's all free tonight. It's all free tomorrow, and it's all free next week. It often is. Well, you've got a refund now, Dave, so I don't even know what I'm talking about. You're confusing yourself. All of tonight's show is free. All of tomorrow night's show is free. And we'll do a show next week that's free, so we can sell the Patreon. Okay, then we go back to the paywall, but that doesn't justify the payment for you. So I've refunded you this month's payment. So I think I've not really been following the story, but I think on the Computer Game Show they're getting rid of one of the presenters. He's moving or something.
Which one? David Turner's.
Yes, Retro Faith. Hello. No, not David Turner. It's one of the.
I would think he'd be the obvious one to shoot.
Yeah. So they're like auditioning people to take over or something. I've not really been paying attention.
Yeah.
So I think on Sunday, the 12th of September, I'm recording a show. It's a surprise, is it, David?
Oh, well.
And
is that what they've told you?
He has very kindly said, right, I really want you to play a game that I think you'll like, so you can come on and talk about it. So I am going to be playing from next week, and I'll stream it. I'm going to be playing a game called Life is Strange, which David has told me I am absolutely going to love. He says it's one of his favorite games, and I am totally up for it. So I'm going to play it. I'm going to do my best to complete it before September the 12th. Fingers crossed.
It's a shooter, right, David? That one?
I don't know anything about it. I don't want any spoilers. But I will be streaming me playing Life is Strange so that I can go on the Computer Game Show podcast and talk about it. I'm very, very excited. I've been looking for a new game for ages. David said this is going to be right up my old Strasser, right up my pickle. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Why September the 12th? Because it wouldn't be appropriate to do it on September the 11th. You know, that's why. That's why. Have you heard the? Maybe I can get it on here. I think I sent it to you, Catherine. I did. I won't play the video because it's tricky. But could you post the Zoom link? I'll post it in a minute. But I can play the audio. So this is flipping funny. David sent me this, right? So this is a board meeting of. I'm not quite sure. It's a school board meeting, right?
Yeah.
And
there've been a load of them posted, generally because anti-maskers are demonstrating and saying that the children should not be forced to wear masks.
So this is like, it looks like a sort of government thing. You know, they have their big, kind of desks. Thank you very much indeed, Anonymous. And they're all sat behind it. And then they're calling people up to speak. Right, they're calling people up to speak. So here it's at the end. You hear the end of someone speaking, and then they call other people up to speak. I was peeing myself listening to this.
You guys work for us in this environment. You answer to us, and I'm asking that you do not pass this policy in Virginia.
Thank you so much, Mr.
So he's about to call some more people.
Appreciate you, Phil McCracken. Phil McCracken.
They never stop being funny. But also, you know,
I like Don.
Yeah, but also, you know, I don't think I've ever fallen for these. I don't think I ever have. They do a lot on the Computer Game Show. It's very, very funny. And, you know, we know that thick radio presenters do, but it's the fact that none of them, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people sat around this thing, and none of them have gone, maybe we shouldn't read those names out. It continues.
Sook Mahidik.
Come on now. Someone.
Sook Mahidik. Ophelia McHawk. Ophelia McHawk.
That's the one that had me going. I was in the hotel room with my boys, and they're going, "What are you laughing at?" I said, "Oh, nothing."
I leaned over.
That was the one that got me. I
Same.
leaned over.
I used to do Spanish lessons with a mature student, and her name was Lena Cross. That's true.
I used to know someone called Jenny Taylor. That's true. And Wayne King.
Yeah.
What's great is he's a very serious-looking guy with a suit and tie and a mask on, and he's really desperately waiting for these people to come up.
I leaned over. Don Kiddick.
My favourite.
We will give the zoom in a bit.
My favourite one, that.
Don Kiddick. Wayne Kerr.
I mean, classic. That won't mean anything to those guys.
Wayne Kerr.
You know that Paul Garner, our friend Paul Garner, you know that our friend Paul Garner used to do that for Chris Morris's. Remember on Radio 1, they used to do comedy shows on Radio 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Paul Garner used to go and do let me see if I can find the airport announcements. Here we go. He used to go and do it for Chris Morris. Here we go. Oh, here we go. So he'd get these read out over airport tannoys.
Paul Garner's just been on the phone. Now, he's going to go to an airport tonight, and we've worked out a routine whereby he will get the tannoy to announce various childish names, and it's got a drama story to it.
Chris Morris on Radio 1.
You won't believe what he's going to try, but he's actually going to try and get the airport tannoy system to announce the following. The first couplet of names is, I had this vacant job, and I will be fired. Followed up by, I have been fired, and bye-bye everybody. Now that's worth a fiver if he gets that. Before 10 o'clock. Of success. Yep, yeah, absolutely. Okay, so line this up next door and we'll do that in about airing that I mentioned earlier. Okay, all right, I believe it. Okay, so you got the... So, well,
yeah,
I might
fine.
do. I had this Varken job.
Yeah.
And I will be fired.
That is correct, yeah.
It came out on the town. Okay, yeah. I haven't heard this. And her colleagues were just kind of all sitting there, just like thinking, who did that? And then she took a second one as well.
Oh, she went for the second one, no problem.
I have been fired.
A Jez been fired.
A Jez been fired.
Yeah, Jez been fired,
right, yeah.
Yes.
And,
bye-bye everybody.
I've been fired and bye-bye everybody. I've been fired and bye-bye everybody.
There was another one, the best one I remember. I won't go through it. Was Heidi drugs quick. Heidi drugs quick. Heidi drugs quick. There we go. Did we just refund a Patreon? What the hell was that about? Where did that come from? Yeah, well, it's done now. There's no unrefunding the refunds, unfortunately. There's the Zoom link if you want to come and join the chat. Have got Skype open as well if you want to join in. 0203 286 6370. Anonymous, thank you. Anonymous Cheerer, thank you for the bits.
Thank you.
Thank you for the bits. Oh, I'm singing ABBA, which is appropriate. I think that's what Dave is coming in to talk about.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Hello, David.
Speaking of Laser Quest, I saw a picture of them. That publicity shot they've got with the morph suits or whatever they are. People saying it's great when grandparents join in with the Laser Quest parties.
David is our music correspondent, but only for the first two letters of the alphabet. So bands beginning with A and B. Normally it's Beatles and Beach Boys. Tonight we're going to the letter A. Dave, what have we got on ABBA, please? You're muted, David. You're still muted. Yep. That was the face of someone who's pissed off with technology. A face I know I'm often pulling in my life. You can do it. Oh, someone's running behind you, Catherine. There's a ghost. Hugo, if I ask to unmute you, maybe I have to ask. That should do it. Heidi drugs quick.
Heidi drugs quick. There was
have sound.
There was another one that was. Oh, hang on. I'll beat that. Yeah, there was another one which sang about my colleague just farted and left the room.
Yes.
So I pissed in his tea. Was another one.
Paul is a genius, right? And if you watched any TV in the late 90s, early 2000s, he probably wrote it. And he was writer for Jimmy Carr, early writer for Ali G, and didn't want to go over to the States. Did a great show called The Pilot Show, where it was just lots of different spoof pilots. Do you know what? That's probably worth the rewatch. He did it in America. He's now friends with Eric Estrada. And he wrote a lot. He wrote all of the Paul K stuff. All of the Paul K stuff was him. And we were there the other night. We went and played bingo with him. And he's got a great new character that I think I'm going to have a go at. Because I got this idea for something silly. So I think I'm going to have a go at. I'm sure he won't mind me saying it here. Where it's like a shitty auction, right? You know, where they're selling furniture for like 20 quid, and then someone walks in with like a big coat and 2 dolly birds and a cigar and goes, £1 million! I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
So yeah, back to the ABBA.
Yes, sir. Back to the ABBA, and they are called the ABBA now. That's the news. They've added
the ABBA. Yeah, it's a legal thing. They're building they built a theatre, custom-made theatre out in out near the Olympic Stadium in Stratford.
Okay.
And they're going to tour not going on tour as 4 avatars, so 4 holograms. And they do a 90-minute show of 22 songs, including 2 new ones.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Don't want to hear Listen, if you're going to mug us off by not even being there, don't you dare squeeze in 2 new songs.
Yeah.
Well,
they've got
you
their
say
toilet
that,
break.
I'm bang up for it.
And so it's an interesting thing, I guess.
It's a con.
It's the only way you're ever going to see them in any way together. I know you don't.
No, watch
so you don't
ABBA
have
the
to.
movie.
What I'm saying is, Agneta does not want to do it ever again.
None of them want to do it again. None of them are doing it again.
I think the boys would. I think the ABBA boys would. They do it anytime. But I mean, it's interesting. They could do many shows a day, couldn't they? They could do about 3 or 4 shows a day, 90 minutes, one audience out, another one in. Maybe in post-COVID times, maybe they could just tidy it up, then bring another load in. They could. They could sell out, depending on ticket price, they could sell out that place, hundreds of times over with. Yeah. They're not doing it anywhere else. It's in London, allegedly, so they're not doing it anywhere else. So if you want to see it, you're going to have to come to London. So.
The first of many. You watch. There's going to be loads of people doing.
Well, there's a Whitney one apparently, which I missed. I must admit. I know the Frank Zappa one was a bit crap. I saw that.
Well, none of them are actually. Are these going to be actual holograms, or is it going to be the thing where it's just projected on glass?
I don't know. That's the
because no one has done actual holograms yet. No one's done it.
Apart from Kanye West when he did that creepy one of Kim's dad saying how brilliant he was time, famously. Before
the first one I remember was Tupac, wasn't it? Was it Coachella with Dre and Jay-Z, I think, which looked pretty good. But I say, with ABBA, Bjorn Again are probably still doing good business all these years later.
Well, Bjorn Again became a franchise, didn't it? There were loads of Bjorn Agains.
And then I guess ABBA have never been bigger. This is the thing about it, that they're bigger now, possibly than they were in 1980. But it's an interesting concept. What the killer is, how much you're going to charge for it.
100 quid a ticket. I bet you. Here's the thing. It will do very, very well because it's one step on from the Elvis concerts where they would have the full band and then they'd have a big screen of Elvis singing and they play along live. The Beach Boys did it with, I think it was God Only Knows, when they did their reunion tour, Carl singing and they played along live. And it was great for a song. Elvis did it for a whole show, but I think sold out the O2. He was playing.
Yeah. He was playing. Well, this has got it'll be a full band. It won't be to be a live band. I think the Elvis show did, didn't it? And they had some of his original band and the Jordanaires backing him up.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Oh, look here, Lala Lulu says it starts at £21.
Way up in the gods.
Yeah, I wonder how big this theatre. In fact, building a theatre for it is pretty full on. So they've got to get their money back somehow, haven't they?
I think you stink. No, where's that clicking coming from? That might be me. Can anyone else hear that, or is that me?
No, go ahead.
Okay, it's just me. I've had to order a new cable again. Now I'm out. If someone gives me a free ticket, I'll pop along.
You don't like ABBA though, do you?
Someone else had an idea
That's true,
that now Mick and Keith are left, and they're obviously a guitar and vocalist. And
They're going to join ABBA.
No, that you could get Ringo and Macca as the bass and the drums, and they could tour doing Beatles and Stones songs.
Well, I've heard that suggested before with the two remaining monkeys joining up there. Of course, these things will never ever happen. But dear God, 3,000 seater capacity.
Yeah.
No, mate, it's all bollocks. It's a con.
So, can we talk Beatles?
I don't think I'm going to buy the box set. I don't quite know why I bought. Here's the thing: I didn't know that all of these things went on Spotify. I didn't know that.
On what?
I thought Spotify.
Okay.
I thought the
spods.
I just thought that these box sets were exclusive. Right? When I ran a record label, before I got bullied out, I would say no, we're not putting anything on Spotify for a year until the selling has slowed down to almost naught. It ain't going on Spotify.
I don't get it either.
But all of this stuff.
Yeah.
I've got the Beach Boys Feel Flows box set, and the book ain't that great. I've listened to it, but I've listened to it on Spotify, not the CDs, not the compact discs.
Apparently, Bob Dylan isn't. The next box set of his that comes out isn't going on Spotify.
Well, I'm uncomfortable with Dylan because of the story that came out, and everyone poo-pooed it and went, "Yeah, he couldn't. It couldn't have had.
He
sex
wasn't
with
in the
her.
country.
He was in England in April. Well, yeah, I'm reading a book, and while he was in England in April, he was having sex with a 15-year-old.
She was 16, wasn't she?
15 in my book. 16, 15,
It must
still
be
away
earlier,
behind.
must
In
be
the
an
book,
earlier edition.
the book I've just read, 15. Now, if that's your alibi for not having sex with a 12-year-old, I was having sex with a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
That ain't the greatest alibi. So I have to process this whole Dylan. I was really shocked because I read the story that broke, and I thought, okay, all right, let's see how this develops. And then 2 days later, I read that bit in the book, and I thought, oof, come on, man. Come on, this is.
I believe the term is Jeff.
Yeah, it's a bit Jeff. It's a little bit
Possibly
Jeff.
is.
Makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, but I say it's the old art and artist, isn't it?
It certainly is, but for me, it takes some time to process through that. It is. I could not listen to Gary Glitter the day after that news broke. Several years later, I could.
Well, it's a bit like after I read a biography of Jimmy Page. I can't listen to Led Zeppelin for about 6 months.
Jesus, I can't listen because he smuggled a
Well, yeah.
13 or 14-year-old girl across state lines. No, thank you.
That's Chuck Berry.
Oh, I think Jimmy Page had some of that as well.
No, but Jimmy Page just went out with stepping out with 13-year-old girls. So was David Bowie. In fact, the same 13-year-old girl.
Same.
But
I've sat next to Jimmy Page at a thing, and
records fall in there.
yeah, at a thing. He's a very tiny man, Jimmy Page.
Yeah. But no, I'm not going to bother with the box set either. Mostly because I've got everything that's recorded at those sessions anyway. So
yeah.
But I just think it's a bit of a wasted opportunity.
They muffed it up. The Beatles muffed it up big time.
Yeah. Still looking forward to the Get Back film, and that'll be fantastic. And knowing Peter Jackson, there'll be a Blu-ray version with the other, because I think his first cut was 18 hours. I think.
Give it to me.
Exactly.
That.
Exactly. But
all right, Dave. Thank you for the Beatles chat.
No problem. I will bugger off.
Yeah, do.
Remember how to do it.
Yeah, I know it's tricky, and I don't want to because I end up occasionally reporting people who've just contributed to the show. That's all they've done. Hang on, let's watch this. Hang on, this will be fun.
How do you press? Oh, I'm just going to shut the computer down.
I love it. There's the Charlie Chaplin as well. Yeah, there's the Zoom link if you want to come and join us. This show is free. The whole show tonight is free. Tomorrow night's show will be free, and we'll probably do a free one next week. To get you to come and sign up to the Patreon. Look at the fun we're having. Normally it will be a phoning show. You can phone in. The number's on the bottom of the page. It's just that Catherine is at home. You know, it's the dying days of the summer holiday, so it's a little bit tricky. Then I'm going to Edinburgh next week to see my dead dad. I hope that's okay. And So the Patreon is the way. If you want to get the full shows, normally half of it is free and half of it is behind a paywall. If you want access to the full shows, you also get the full audio podcasts, 45-minute best of podcasts, loads of other stuff. If you want to sign up, I would suggest the 666 plus VAT level is the place to be. Probably the best value for money. There are other levels, and a lot of people do it just because they want to support me and Catherine, because they like me in the jungle, or they like what we did at Three Counties, or Talk Radio, or, you know, they liked the 11 o'clock show, whatever. This is our job now. This is it. This is all we've got, apart from a couple of little bits and pieces here and there. This is it. So if you want to support us, if you want to make it so that we don't have to go and get, real jobs, which, may happen, not to demean real jobs, but if you want us to keep making content and be in a position where we can afford to keep making content, which some of it is frivolous and is, paper thin. Some of it I think is actually quite important. Then please consider signing up to the Patreon or giving us a donation. And you can donate. I'm just going to put the link in here. But I would suggest that for that you want bang for buck, value for money, go and join the 666 Patreon. And if it's a choice between subbing here, paying for a sub here, or Patreon, go for the Patreon. We get a bigger cut. We get a bigger cut from that. If you've got Amazon Prime, you can sub for free. That ends this little bit of the sale. With Ginger Ninja, he said he wanted to chat, and I posted the link, and he's buggered off.
Probably driving a truck or something through an imaginary landscape.
These guys. Now, which cat's this, please, Kath?
This is Yoshi, and how he can be this purry after having his
balls chopped off.
His balls taken.
He's
recovered very nicely.
I thought he had to wear a cone.
Well, he does have one. They didn't put it on for the journey home because they said that he wouldn't like it in the basket, and I'm not putting it on him. He doesn't seem bothered by it at this point, and I know that yours didn't have a cone. So
I don't think George had a cone. I don't really remember. I know that Pat's had the onesie, which is great. All cats should wear onesies.
That's what Yoko's got somewhere. I don't know where she's gone, but I'm kind of minded to just keep an eye on him, and if he starts messing about, then I'll put the cone on. But he doesn't seem that bothered.
Crayfish says, I didn't speak or move for the entire weekend after the snip.
It turns out you should just had your nuts off because it's much easier.
And Phil Jackson says, hello, Ian and Kath. I'm not familiar with this, so not sure if you will see this. We can't see that. Jamie Bright, thank you for the sub. It is appreciated. We've got people waiting to enter the room. I'm just going to change the shot. I haven't got my thing, just in case we get a ball sack. Just in case. There we go. Oh, I've got to admit them. That's what I've got to do. I think these are good people, but I just got to double check. There's Dave. There's Liam. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not going to see any testicles. I just need to remember how to go back. There we go. We have a full screen of beautiful faces. White men predominantly. One of these things is not like the other. There we go. It's Gammon.
Yeah, I've just been from a run, so I'm a bit red, and so that might help.
Thank you for the sub, Jason.
I haven't done it for ages. It was terrible.
We literally did about 21,000 steps Alton Towers, and I could not walk. I was bow-legged. My feet were killing me, and honestly, me and Kath. Towards the end, we're walking back to the car, and it was like, Jesus, this will be us in the home in 30 years' time.
It was when we played golf at the end. We couldn't bend down to get the balls.
No, we couldn't. I had to get the kids to pick up the balls for me. Terrible.
I had an Alton Towers question.
Yes.
And I've only just got in. Have you talked about roller coaster food yet?
David is obsessed. Dave is obsessed with this, rightfully so. Yeah. Liam, have you ever been to Alton Towers?
Yeah.
Have you been to the roller coaster restaurant?
No.
Okay. Catherine, why don't you explain the majesty of it to Dave?
Right. You think you know restaurants. You don't know restaurants. You think you know roller coasters. Guess again.
Yeah.
So the kitchen is upstairs. Normal restaurant, you think, hang on a minute, what's that on the ceiling? Loads of tracks. Each table has an individual roller coaster track.
They go all around the ceiling. They're all kind of interlooped with each other. There is like a corkscrew one. I couldn't work out how that worked.
There is. It's crazy. And then, so they drop the food down The kitchen's upstairs. They put this food on the track upstairs, and obviously it's mostly gravity. There's no mechanics on the actual food carts because they are in like little. The bowls are dropped into things with wheels on, like they're stuck to the what do you call it? Like a carriage, a roller coaster carriage. Individual tables get their food.
Do they serve soup? Because I mean that's just going to be messy, right?
It has. They come in with like a little bowler hat on. And
better.
They do.
Everything
and
you say makes it better.
Yeah.
Little bowler hat, and they're They got straps on.
We were.
And also,
sorry, I was going to say we were interested in as to how they were going to sort of send the drinks down. The things in bottles.
Thank you, Faith. Thank you so much. It's lovely to see you. Thank you.
They put a little cap on it, right? Glasses they bring from the bar. So I guess soup would probably.
Some of the drink. Oh no, the J2O came down. But also, you don't know what you're getting. So suddenly it just goes vroom. Well, you order it, but you order it on a tablet, right? And we had 2 tablets. More on that in a second. But so it comes down sealed, and it all you're there. You kind of have to open it and go, well, who ordered this? Who ordered this? And with kids never remember what they ordered. But we ordered the food on 2 tablets, right? And the second tablet crashed. So it was like 5 of us, 4 of us and 3. The 4 ordered on 1, 3 ordered on the tablet that crashed, right? So we took it to the thing and we said, oh, this tablet crashed. And did you order food on it? Yeah. And he was there trying to get it. Went, I tell you what, just pay for the food ordered on the first tablet. Wow. So we got a load of money off, man. It was awesome. And the food was great.
Speaking of like revolutionary stuff, so recently I've been watching like people cooking and messing it up on YouTube because it's funny to laugh at. But there was one guy. So imagine you've got your range cooker with your tiled kitchen backdrop behind it.
Yeah,
I believe that's called a splashback.
Yes, that. But there was a tap on it, like on an arm. So like if he wanted to fill up his saucepan with water, his tap was there above his oven. He didn't have to take it to the sink or anything. I mean, it was great until it starts leaking and the oven's like covered with water. But I've never seen that before. It blew my mind.
Wow.
I think it's up there with roller coaster. It's not quite up there with roller coaster food, but I'm just disappointed I missed out. So,
Jimbo's here. Liam is here. We've noticed. Phil Jackson is here. Phil, can you hear us?
It's really still.
He's very still. I'm just holding off on showing this whole screen just in case. Just Phil has been chatting in the chat, but he's here now. But Phil, can you hear us? Can you say anything? Because we sometimes get people that do this and then show us their peen. And I'm not in a peeny mood tonight.
No.
Liam!
Hello.
What do you want?
I thought I'd come and say hi.
Remember I said, when I said, when you asked for the Zoom link, I said you can come in, but you have to chat.
Well, I might be going on a date tomorrow.
Oh.
A little late to finalise it.
What's the element of doubt involved?
Well, I'm going, but if anything that happens in the meantime, that means I can't go.
Oh, well, you could use that for anything, though. I might be going to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
Just be positive, Liam.
Okay, so you're going on a date. What's the plan? I mean, we're not going to turn up. You don't have to tell us exactly the place you're going to, but you're going out for a meal?
Jim might.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take her for a nice meal and then a nice stroll along the riverbank.
Insane.
The riverbank.
What do you consider a nice meal?
Like a pub meal.
Nice.
Yes, mate. Yes, mate. I consider that a great meal.
Yeah,
Don't go to Weatherspoons, though. The guy that runs it's a bastard. And he's run out of beer because of Brexit. Unlucky, mate.
McDonald's has run out of milkshake. Ain't they?
McDonald's have run out of bottled. It's insane, right? McDonald's have run out of bottled stuff. Nando's has run out of chicken. The restaurant, the place that we sometimes go to near me has run out of food.
It was a Brewers Fair that we went to at Alton Towers, near Alton Towers.
Yeah, loads of places. Oh, yeah, they had
There was a big list of what they haven't got.
A list, and it was over half the stuff on the menu, like kids' pizzas and stuff. Now, is this Brexit? Or is it, and I'm going to use this phrase even though it's horrible, but just because everyone knows what it means, is it Brexit or is it the pingdemic where people aren't at work because they've been pinged by an app? Do we know?
That's finished now, isn't it?
Combination of factors.
Okay, Jim knows. Jim's in. Let's go to Jim.
So there is some Brexit stuff. So there's we would have had about 100,000 EU drivers that would have done internal loads in the UK on the way back to wherever. So that's part of it. Pingdemic's part of it, and we just haven't got enough drivers.
Yeah,
people are ordering more stuff at home,
Liam,
having deliveries.
Liam, have you got your license? Because you've done all that training, haven't you?
Yeah, surely.
Exactly. He's got hours.
I wish.
Well, they're getting desperate.
They're going to start paying. I mean, there's loads of drivers who've got massive pay
I
rises.
saw an amazing thing. You know, the night we had Domino's in the hotel, Catherine. I
Yeah.
went to Domino's and picked it up, and I saw the sign: earn up to £12 an hour as a Domino delivery driver. I thought, you know, I was going to get rich, but that's all right. Asterisk. Depending on distance, hours worked, and tips.
Oh.
And tips.
I used to make so much off tips. I doubt you would now, because when I was doing it, there wasn't really online payment. It was new.
But are they allowed to say this is what you can earn if you include your tips? Are they allowed to say that?
I think as long as it's minimum wage and they put the star, yes, they can.
That's felt very uncomfortable to
I
me.
mean,
But the problem is you end up
Uber-
spending it all on Domino's. That's what I did.
The
I
Uber,
don't-
Uber drivers don't even get that. They don't even guaranteed minimum wage because they're subcontractors.
I don't tip the Domino's people. Now I'm going to start tipping the Domino's people because I didn't realise that was I didn't realise that was part of the deal.
This
so
is true. This
now
is true.
I've seen that. I'm gonna help them get up to that £12 an hour.
That's terrible, isn't it?
Sucks, man. This world sucks. But still, Boris Johnson's not on holiday, so that's something.
Hang on
Phil!
a minute. What happened to these people being key workers and valued members of society? And we
Screw
should
those
cherish them
losers.
And value the work that they do.
I've always cherished pizza delivery people. Always.
Phil, can you hear us? Now, Phil, you're typing in the chat, but he's not talking. He's walking the walk, but he's certainly not talking the talk. Phil, have you turned a microphone on? Why don't you type in the chat what you want to ask us? It's going to restart his phone. Okay, go and restart your phone. Good man. I'm not going to report you to Zoom. Paul Bodell's here. Hello, Paul.
Hey,
Good evening. Hello, people. I'm glad you didn't have to do a pin check on me before letting me into the room.
No, never.
We knew we were guaranteed one.
Bravo, Jim. Dave, by the way, just to let you know, there's an amazing video of the roller coaster restaurant on YouTube.
That's Sunday night's content sorted then.
It's more just just promoting it, but it looks fantastic. It's a 2-minute clip. I watched it after
You
I saw
know,
the
it's
chat
great,
last night.
and it's not the fanciest food in the world, but it's good.
But
It's
it
going to be
comes in
like
a roller coaster car.
It comes in a roll. It's going to be like the food that Liam's going to get if he goes out for this nice meal in the pub. It's that kind of good burgers, great chips, and lovely desserts, and it comes in a roller coaster car. They could send.
Basically nicked the idea from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang from Galacticus Pots.
Precisely.
Yes.
It's the steam engine all over again, except roller coaster.
There's no such thing.
How do they get back up?
Sorry?
They don't. You push them off the end into
bin.
a bin.
It's just like a bin,
Which
and
is
then
what they
come
do
up-
with the roller coaster people at the end of the day. You never see that bit.
It
but
They
that's-
never reuse them. They have thousands of them because they just throw them away. at
But
the end of the
imagine, take how excited you are at the thought of it, and then it magnify that to a 9-year-old. You know, that is like the cool. Amy's right; the kids loved it. That is and they did play some great tunes actually. That is the coolest thing you could get. Alton Towers is an amazing place, right? And it's too big. There's too many people there, but flipping it, what a lot of fun. We were very lucky. We had silver track passes. So for some of the rides, actually not that many, not the ones that I wanted to do anyway. The scary rides, we had little queue jumpers, and it makes such a big difference. Such a big difference. But it was wicked. Coffee Talk says, can you guys sing Chitty Chitty Bang Bang for me? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you pretty chitty bang bang, pretty chitty bang bang, we love you. Oh, no, pretty chitty bang bang, pretty chitty bang bang, we're going to.
Near in a motor car on chitty chitty with it bang.
Oh, my chitty chitty bang bang, our fine four-fended friend. Bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, our fine four-fended friend.
Chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, cry for offended, chitty chitty friend.
Coffee Talk, the answer is no.
And the fact that came from the same brain as James Bond.
Yeah, isn't it? That's messed up. That guy is messed up. Jim, I don't think we got to the point, and I use that term rather loosely, the point of your joining us.
I did notice you skipped over me. I mean, I'll just add it to the grievances.
I know. That was Paul. Paul pushed in. Paul just came
Sorry,
in.
muscled in.
Elbows, get out of the
Royal
way.
box for you, isn't it? Yeah, them royal box lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Got a fast pass.
I'm looking at a refund this month.
Let Jim speak. Everyone, whoa! BAPT just gifted 20 subs. BAPT, thank you very much indeed. Thank you. That is appreciated.
Wow.
That will go down very, very nicely. Thank you, BAPT. Jim.
I did a 6.5 hour stream today.
How'd it go?
Why?
Why? To get my hours in.
Oh,
if I'm honest,
you're doing the Twitch grind. I see.
But so they haven't set me a crazy target. I only have to do 26 hours a month to get this adjustment that they do with your sub revenue.
What is the adjustment? You get a bigger percentage.
They guarantee you so much. So I'm quite happy to share mine. They guarantee me $35.50, even if I don't hit $35.50 worth of subs.
Hey, that's all right.
I'm taught to do 31 and I get 24.
What the hell?
I mean, I was very lucky. On my first stream, I went straight up to 27 subscribers because my friend in America gifted a boatload. And that's what they're basing it on. That's what the maths is based on. I'm on 16 at the moment, so I'm not at that same number of subs. So this is going to be a disruptive month with everything that's going on, work-wise and personally. So
yes.
I know I've just got to get some hours in now to give me half a chance of hitting 26. And at the same last month, fortunately, I was already over 26 when the worst happened. So you know, it's playing that numbers game really. And so I was also celebrating 200 followers. That's what the balloons behind me are, Mickey Mouse shorts.
Okay.
And
yeah, thank you for the sub, Coffee Talks. Appreciate
it. And so we were doing a bit of a bits drive, 100 bits for a balloon, and that 2 of them were paid for, and I did the other 3. So yeah, it was all right actually. I was doing something different. I was playing Destiny 2, so it wasn't the usual marbles go. It was quite a chilled playing a game sort of thing. So
Phil is asking, how do I talk on the Zoom? I think my internet was a problem. I tried to speak. I cannot. I do not have the time or the patience to explain Zoom to you, but I would suggest if you bottom left-hand corner, there's a microphone, and just click on that and make sure it's using the right microphone. So I would test it before you come and join us.
Join with phone audio if that doesn't work.
There we go.
Maybe next time.
I do think Twitch are thieves. I do think they're con men and shysters. I do think taking 50% of streamers, performers, artists, musicians, actors, comedians, whatever they may be, I do think taking 50% of their earnings is a shitty move. I think it's a really shitty move.
Yeah.
And I think those stats, I can say this freely, I didn't really look at the stats until quite late in our deal with Twitch, where they paid us several $1,000s a month. But I just think it's flipping awful, the amount that they take 50%. And there's people that are doing this as a job, people doing it as a few extra quid to, tide them over or to just bump stuff up, and which is great. And there's people doing it for a job. And there are artists. Jim's left because he didn't realize it's 50%. He's gone to no. And there are people, that have not been able to work for the last year and a half. And Twitch are taking 50% of that, man. Yeah. That's outrageous. My agent takes 15%. And I don't know what the deal is with YouTube. I think it's 30%. I could be wrong on YouTube. James Summers is here. Sorry. Go on, Dave.
Because the sub price has gone down. So whereas before it would have been £2.50, as you know, it's now £2, which is why they're doing that adjustment thing. Right. Because it's only for a certain amount of months, and they're helping a little less every month until it kind of evens out.
Yeah.
It's the idea. But I think you said to Jim before, and he said, it's just a different thing now, because I was never doing it for the money. But now I'm in my head, all right, I need to hit that 31 hours. And actually I felt it's $25. And it's like, actually, why? We're not enjoying it.
That's on a, not to demean your story, but that's on a small scale. Imagine extrapolating that to outside of this slightly, but to the whole video game industry, where grinding is a thing, where people are you got to work 7 days a week, 10, 15 hours a day to get a game out. This seems to be the thing now, that grinding, and I think it's more associated with computers than anywhere else. Grinding to make your hours, to make your numbers, to get that target. It's nuts. That's partly why we're just breathing a little bit away from Patreon, just to get our breath. We don't actually need to drive those numbers as much as possible. It's partly why I did get annoyed by that comment before about, hope you're going to give us some paywall stuff to make it worthwhile. The numbers, and I think you get, my entire career has been looking at numbers from the 11 o'clock show on, or from before that, from, doing shows in Edinburgh onwards. It's always been about how many people are doing this. Will it, will we get another series of the 11 o'clock show? Well, no, because the figures have dropped below 600,000, blah, blah, blah. And that mindset is so dangerous. And now it's normal with likes and thumbs up and replies and retweets and all of that stuff. I think it's really unhealthy.
When you say about the video games industry, I mean, I worked at Codemasters for a year and a half sort of before this job. So this is 11, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And, we were literally doing 8 days worth of hours. So we were doing 7 days a week, plus in the evenings, enough hours across the week to make up an extra day. And actually, most of it, we weren't doing, we weren't getting anything more out of people. Because a lot of it, I found the trick was, and running a theme here, if you volunteered to help with the food order, because part of the deal of doing the overtime was you get takeaway for everybody. If you're offered to help with the food order, that kills like 2 hours, because you've got to get everyone's order, then go and pick it up, etc., etc. I mean, again, a lot of dominoes involved. But we weren't necessarily working any harder because everyone was knackered. And when it came to it, we were all on like part-time contracts. They then had to cut a load of people off, and they looked at things like time people had off sick and stuff. I'd had days off because I'd had migraines because I'd been playing video games too much, and that counted against me keeping my job.
What?
Crazy.
It's it sucks, and I was really interested to see I can't remember the name of it, but yesterday people were encouraged not to stream on Twitch. I think it was primarily to protest against their lack of doing anything substantial towards hate raids. And if you don't know what a hate raid is, it's where a minority streamer seems to be predominantly racially decided, but also gender, will be attacked either by a swarm of people or by a swarm of bots that will come in, and the N-word, and that gets thrown up a lot. And so there was a protest yesterday, no streaming protest, to try and don't sub, don't give any bits, because Twitch take money from that, to see if Twitch would do anything. I did see a trans woman, and I put the word trans in there to highlight that she was saying, as a minority streamer, in that sense, she was going to carry on streaming because she didn't want to be chased off by the racists and the arseholes, and that space belongs to her, and she's gonna goddamn sit there and use it. So I could see both sides of the argument. I could see both sides.
Don't Twitch have?
Parties,
sorry, I was just going to say, don't Twitch have I only use it to follow a couple of streamers, but wasn't there a bit of previous? They showed a bit of, they're a bit reticent to do anything about the hot pool people. Do you remember a while back? And the ASMR
their response was
stuff
ridiculous, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was basically just don't watch it if you don't want to, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But other parties like Streamlabs are doing stuff now. So obviously you use Streamlabs or Stream Elements, whatever, to stream on Twitch.
Yeah.
Streamlabs are now doing stuff because Twitch isn't. They shouldn't have to. Like, Twitch should have that stuff in place. They know these bots aren't real people. Because if I look at my follower list, if one follows me, they don't appear on my follower list because they're flagged as a bot. But they're still there. So they know what these accounts are, but nothing's been done about them.
It's a shit show. Someone's just saying a massive streamer left yesterday to go to YouTube. I suspect there will be more of that. And I mean, we've had it, you know, people coming and using the M word and stuff. But we have been doing this kind of job for 25 years, and we have a bigger kind of army of mods, and and we're white and we're middle-aged, so the M word does not have the same effect to me as it will a young person or an old person of color. But it's shit. And Twitch are really shit about it. Block some IPs, come in and do something, but they do. Okay, well, we've I saw them say the other day, we've strengthened our banned word lists. It's really easy to get the M word to appear on a screen with a little bit of imagination, using a few numbers and some spaces.
But then
And
what was
it's
it like?
there.
I typed in something a couple of months ago now, and it was like the name of a country or something, and it timed me out, didn't it? Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
And it was just something. So it catches all of that really random stuff that's just context dependent. But then when it comes to stuff that's blatantly obvious, it's not good enough.
Scunthorpe is banned everywhere. that's the one you can't get in. But it was interesting, and I did have a little look on Twitch yesterday, and there were still people streaming. As is their want. Some will have been unaware of it. Some wouldn't
people
care.
wouldn't have got the memo.
Yeah, some wouldn't care. So, some need to do it because they've got to make the hours up. And there's all that. But I do think Twitch is a shit show, and which is why we're earning significantly less, but I'm happier to be on Patreon, and which is another reason why I'm not going to have people, telling me what we should be doing and stuff like that. Have your money back. I'm not that bothered. Not that.
I need to go and have my dinner. So thanks, guys. Good to chat to you.
Okay, Dave.
I didn't hear anybody call him. Did you hear his mum call him? No, he's making that up.
We agreed 8:30, and it's 8:29.
What are you having?
Gammon steaks tonight. Yeah.
Good. Enjoy.
Potatoes and carrots.
Tatty buys. If anyone wants
bye.
to come and join the chat, we're here for another half an hour or so. Bless you.
Bless you. Quick question, Catherine.
Yes.
Cat chat.
Chat.
Is it an optical illusion, or are those cats' paws massive?
They are massive.
Are they?
These ragdolls are like one of the biggest domestic cats that you can get, and I think that they can grow up to 7 or 8 kilograms.
Oh, flip me! And you've 2 of them.
Yeah, and I've got 2, and they only respond to babies. So I'm imagining in about a year or two's time, me calling that, and there being sort of this thunderous boom, boom, boom down the stairs, and these monsters coming down. But he's a big boy.
I've seen some photos that you've put, and the paws just look massive. Yeah.
I mean, I think the colour of them, it accentuates the size, but yeah, they're quite big.
Brilliant.
He's a good boy, Yoshi. You would not think that he'd had that operation today.
No.
I'm slightly concerned. They did say, "I'll make sure he doesn't run around too much."
Yeah.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Patty's running around like a good one tonight, Ian.
Patty's doing all right. I do worry about her because she's now, got pins holding her in. And I spoke to the vet yesterday, and he did say, okay, so you can let her out of the crate now, leave her in a room for 4 weeks, and then you can let her out.
Yeah.
No, leave her in a room for 4 weeks, then let her in the house for 4 weeks, then she can go out. I'm thinking, shit, okay. And in fact, when he spoke to me, I knew that she was out because she'd broken through the cat flap door. So she's fine. She sits funny. Her left leg the back leg is weaker, and she is not the same cat that she was. She's much more timid, and she just sleeps a lot, and she sits on laps a lot, and that's really sad. But she's not dead, Hey,
My perfect life.
Tamsin Outhwaite follows me.
EastEnders, ex-EastEnders.
Yeah, all right. We're doing this next week. We're having a blue tick follow-a-thon. We're seeing who's on. I tell you, someone who's on is Pete. Good evening, Pete. I'm going to send a tweet while I'm talking to you, Pete.
A Pete
Hello.
tweet. Hey, Pete.
Hello.
You're now moving. Neither of you were moving. Paul's moving, but you and Ian were both frozen on my. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes.
Yeah.
I thought we were doing something there.
No. Oh right, okay.
I thought we were doing a thing there.
Clever people.
I'm not doing anything. I'm typing. I'm trying to plug this goddamn piece of trash show.
No, Ian is genuinely frozen on my screen. I mean,
I can see him moving.
Okay, I'm definitely moving. Pete, how may we be of assistance to you this evening?
I don't know. You posted a link, and I click on every link that I see.
Well,
It's like I've accepted a Dave Gorman, Danny Wallace style bet. Every link I see, I just have to click on it for a year.
I'm on a Danny Wallace interviewed me for a podcast. I don't quite know when it's coming out. Actually, I'm speaking to him next week, so I shall ask him. Stephen, thank you very much for the sub. It's appreciated. I like Danny Wallace a lot. He's been very, very kind to me, and he has absolutely no reason to be kind to me whatsoever, and yet he persists.
What's the podcast he's doing?
I don't know. It's talking about
Isn't it something to do with male mental health? Isn't it that?
It's more about.
I was going to say, I knew that was the sort of area he was in for quite a while. But I'm not.
It's more about body image than mental health. I think Monatomy. That's what it's called. So it's more about talking about male body image and how you feel about your body and that kind of stuff. And it goes into mental health and all that shit as well. But it's more
that seems to have become his kind of niche, sort of talking about men's stuff, which is a very worthwhile. It's just odd the way he began, certainly on my radar. As sort of first Dave Gorman's flatmate and then doing that himself. And then he did that. I think he did that Awkward Situations for Men or something. He did one book of that and then did a few more, and that seems to have now become his bread and butter.
I don't know. I haven't really. I mean, I'm aware of Yes Man and all of that stuff, but I haven't really. I don't really follow his career very much. I know that I like him, and he's he was very helpful when I had my last little relapse, and kind of gave me a kick up the ass. But apparently is the podcast out? People are saying it's a great podcast, so I guess maybe it's out. Not my one. I don't know when my one is out, but I always feel I think he had like John Ronson, and he's had really good people on there. And he asked me, and I always feel that he's asking me to do me a favour to try and help me out a little bit. But who knows? Who knows?
I don't know. There seems to be a nice sort of through line of sort of affable men there.
Affable men. But I said to him, it's the last interview I'm doing where I give everything out. I said, that's it. I'm not doing any more of those.
Didn't you say that last time though?
No. What last time?
I'm sure I've heard you say that before. I mean, maybe you were talking about doing this interview, but I've definitely heard you say
it's possible. I'm perfectly imperfect. I'm a man of many contradictions. I don't remember saying it before, but I'm sure someone will come back with a clip going,
You've been trying to draw a line for a while.
The line is drawn. Unless someone says, here's £10,000, can we talk about your mental breakdowns and coming out? I go, well, yeah, sure, over £10,000 to do it. But otherwise, I'm done.
The other reason I'm on the call tonight.
Here we go.
Yeah, I've got £10,000. So.
Yes, mate. I love it. Sofa King says, what about a Richard Herring interview? Done that. It was very uncomfortable.
Hey, I'm gonna dip
You've got a dick
out here. I'm gonna dip out.
He said, "I've got a dick." Right?
He did.
Catherine?
I heard it. I definitely heard a dick.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it was a bit of interference. I'm gonna dip out here. It's getting too dark.
It was the conversation. Well, listen, we talk about anything here, Paul. Hey, nice to see you, Paul. Thank you.
Nice to see all of you. Bye bye.
Tatty bye. You leave.
I leave. Yes.
You leave. It's easier if you.
Actually, speaking of very dark, have you guys seen any of? I've only seen the first episode tonight. Kevin can F himself.
What?
I've not seen that.
It's on Amazon Prime. It's a show called Kevin Can F Himself.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a talent.
And I watched the first episode tonight, and it basically starts out like sort of a regular Everybody Loves Raymond type sitcom.
Yeah.
Where the woman's married to a slobby, shitty bloke, and he's being a dick and stuff. And then she goes into the next room, and all the audience laughter stops, and it's sort of natural light and stuff, and it's I think it's going to be quite really dark.
Oh Christ!
She
I don't want
starts
any
sort of
more.
having fantasies of sort of smashing his head open and things. And
Okay, I haven't seen it. I have been watching. I've been going through 3 programs. I've been watching People Just Do Nothing. I'm nearly at the end of that. The Morning Show and Clickbait. Clickbait is great on Netflix. I'm not even going to say anything about it because I watched it going in knowing nothing. But I enjoyed a bit of Clickbait. And The Morning Show, I don't know. I don't know why I'm watching it.
is that just an Apple TV thing?
Yes. Or you can also get it on Hooky TV as well. Those are the two
okay.
services, the two streaming services upon which it
That's the
is.
Steve Carell, Jennifer Aniston one, isn't it?
Yeah, and Reese Witherspoon. I think her and Carell I just find so watchable. Aniston, I'm not, I can kind of give or take, but those two I just think are, they're brilliant when they're on the screen. I just can't take my eyes off them. They're wonderful. Sofa King Jada says clickbait is lame. Well, thank you. I'm 3 episodes in and I'm absolutely loving it. So,
well, with clickbait, I saw you mention it, and then I made the mistake of looking at a Digital Spy article about clickbait, which basically just within the first few paragraphs revealed the entire plot. I thought, I don't need to watch it now.
Don't need to watch that.
Shrill's good. I've been enjoying that. It's fun and it's bite sized because my concentration levels are crap at the moment. So
what's Shrill?
Shrill is it's set in America. An American girl who lives with her British housemate who is Lolly Adefope. Is it? She's in Horrible Histories and Ghosts. And it's kind of I don't want to spoil it. She's an aspiring writer. And it's funny. You like hanging out with her, and there's some, body positive stuff in there as well. But it's not rah rah. Yes, this is all fine. It's not. How to say? It's not as obvious as all that, But I've been really enjoying it, and it's a laugh, which I think it should sell it to anyone.
Is this an iPlayer thing? I think of.
Yeah, and there's 3 seasons of it, which I always find. Encouraging, when you start.
That's always good news, isn't it?
Yeah, when you're on the 3rd episode and go, oh, brilliant! I'm in. I'm sorted for the next 3 weeks. No, it's good. I've been enjoying it.
Phil is. Hang on a second. Phil says, well, I'm not sure what to do here. I was hopeful to speak to you, Ian. I called you years ago when I was drinking and taking substance. If you speak to me, I think you'll remember me. With all due respect, I probably won't, unless you were the guy in France. I think he was called Paul. Anyway, I'm now clean and have just passed my first year of my level 4 to be a counsellor. That's great news. I don't know what to do here. I cannot explain to you how to use what you're doing wrong with your Zoom, for I cannot see your computer. We'll stay in and try to chat if you want. You can phone. Well, you can't phone actually. It's a bit tricky. You can phone if you want, or you can Zoom. That's all I can. Also remember, I can't call. Well, then I can't talk. I can't talk. You can Zoom. Google how to use Zoom, and it will tell you. And it will tell you where you're going.
Around his house?
No.
He's on holiday, I think.
No. Go on, Pete. You're going to say something, I think.
Oh, just because I also watched the first 3 episodes of 9 Perfect Strangers, which is an odd. I've kind of given up on it because again, I'm not going to spoil things through. I watched the first episode or 2, kind of going, okay, something's going to happen here, and as you get in the 3rd one, you're like, nothing major is going to happen here. It's a lot of very likable, good actors interacting. Melissa McCarthy's in it. Michael Shannon's in it. There's a bunch of other people you sort of recognise from things. And it's all very pretty. It's all sort of very cinematic. And Nicole Kidman's in it, of course. She's the sort of woman who. The premise is that these 9 people are all going to this wellness retreat, and it's run by Nicole Kidman as this sort of Russian enigmatic figure. It just became clear to me nothing was going to happen, or if it did, it was going to happen very slowly.
No, thank you. Speed it up. Exactly. Please. That's what we want. We want a little bit of speed now. We're all coming towards the end of our lives. Let's hurry it up. Pete, lovely to see you. Thank you very much indeed.
That's the TV correspondent update.
Over and out. 0203 286 6370 is the telephone number. It's tricky, but I can do it. Or you can Zoom. Here is the Zoom link. So I did something new today, Catherine, and I really just got this idea. It's probably from watching people just do nothing. Which is series 5. It's really outstayed its welcome, but there are still 1 or 2 good lines in it. They've just made a video for their single, and it's very, very funny, but it's kind of stretched the elastic a little bit too thin. But it's made me think. There are services where you can do online radio shows or even build your own radio station. And I know there's one called, I think it's called Live 365. And I know, because I've had a little look at that, because someone just set up a monkey station. And I know there's that. I struggle to find, there are a couple of others, but they're all quite expensive. Like the minimum package is like $30 a month, but really you want at least the second package, which is like $60 a month. Right. Okay. And for what would probably be a vanity project, it's not really worth it. So today I saw you can stream live on Mixcloud, and I had a Mixcloud account many years ago, and I booted it up and I started streaming live, and you can play music on there. It's covered by PRS. And I was doing it and I was thinking, what is the point? And I was just sat there going to the 12 people there going, what is the point of this? I cannot work out what the point is. And then I started playing some songs and making a podcast, and I realized what the point is. I was having fun.
Yeah.
I was having fun playing songs, making a nice little show, entertaining about 35 people, and not giving a stuff what the numbers said. We're talking about the numbers. Didn't care what the numbers said. It
was up to about 280 by the end.
No, it wasn't. It was that was people that had kind of glimpsed it.
Oh, right.
The live views were about 35, 40.
Yeah.
But David says, man, I thought this was leading up to buying an FM transmitter. And my sister says, the point is you are a maker and you need to make things. It was, and I got the hyper focus and was in the zone, and I enjoyed it. Now it's going to be a nice podcast for the 20 pounders, like an hour and a half music show. Great music. So I'm going to do more of those. Dun, 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 dun.
She kind of fell down the last 5 steps, go faster and faster.
Yeah. So I'm going to do more of those, and they will be exclusive podcasts. Ian, can you send tweet before you go on the mix? I did send 2 tweets while I was doing it, Alistair, and it was a spons thing. So, it was a spontaneous thing. You have to have premium version of Mixcloud. It's $9.99 a month, but also you get 30 days free, so I'll get bored of it by then.
But it looked great, and it's licensed, right? So you don't have to
play whatever you want, baby.
Worry about them muting you or anything.
Speaking of licenses, this guy needs a license for being too damn sexy. Hello, Coffee Talk.
Hey, Coffee Talk. What's new? What's shaking?
How we doing, guys? I'm just. Is everything working right on this end?
Pardon?
Yes.
Is everything working good?
You said what now?
Are you messing with me?
Yes. I am.
You're totally messing with me.
I'm messing with you, yeah?
I knew it.
Thank you.
Just yanking your chain, Coffee Talk.
Just yanking your chain. How you doing, brother? Nice to see you.
I'm good. By the way, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang was done well by you two. The rest of them did not follow suit.
Not true Brits. Not true patriots.
Brits. I was singing on my end.
We are proud patriots, and those guys are not, and they're not welcome in this country. I want to kick them out.
What warm feelings that movie?
It's too long. I love it. I haven't seen it for a long time. I do remember as a kid and then seeing it maybe 20 years ago. No, not 20 years ago. 8 years ago with my kids. It's too long. There's like 25 minutes in the middle you could chuck out because it drags a bit, but it is great.
That bit with the king and queen's relationship, that's pretty kinky for a Disney film, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do remember my favorite. I remember watching it at Christmas as a kid. Was the bit where he is in like a fair or something. He has to do the dancing with all the other people. And I remember my granddad said, "Well, why doesn't he just stand at the front and look like he's leading them? Then it doesn't matter if he's doing something different." And so ever since then, I can't watch that scene and think, "Why don't you just stand at the front?"
You're talking about me old bamboo, me old bamboo, me old bamboo.
Of course, we all know that he went missing for 3 weeks. Dick Van Dyke, didn't he? Went missing for 3 weeks during the filming of that, and I believe they found him drunk under London Bridge.
Yeah,
terrible.
I never knew that.
Yeah. He was a big alcoholic then. I'm not quite sure when he got sober. I think it was sometime after that. But yeah, went missing for 3 weeks, and they found him drunk. I think it was under London Bridge. That may have just been put in to make the story sound romantic.
Alistair says the toy maker is terrifying. Yeah, the Benny Hill character I found very macabre.
It's not a Disney film, by the way, guys. It's not.
Oh, isn't it?
Film. No. In fact, Disney. Disney were furious with him for doing it, because it was around about the same time as Mary Poppins, and Disney, I think, I may have got this wrong, Disney wanted him to become like a big Disney star and just keep doing Disney movies. So
Right.
he went off and did Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and I don't think they worked with him again. Disney.
And that came out at the same time as Mary Poppins?
I think they were close. I don't think at the same time. I think they were close. And I think Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, I don't think it was that big a hit. I think it could have been considered a flop back in the day. I may be making all of these facts up. This is
They can't Google stuff that far back.
No,
Go
you
ahead.
can't. Well,
Got a
you
green
can't
light.
Google anything before 1996 because the internet wasn't around then.
I
That'd be a
often
great
have to
concept.
watch my lies when I'm like on stream and I'm just acting like I know what I'm talking
One of my
about.
favourite ones was when I did the Drive Time show on what is now a very newsy, slightly right-wing radio station, LBC. And I hate to break it to you guys, this was a lie. I said, matter of factly, that pockets were invented in 1968 by a Dutchman called Tobias Perkits. And I remember this old woman phoned up and she said, that's nonsense. I said, no, it's not. If you look at all the pictures of the Beatles from the early 60s, there's no pockets. Then after Sgt. Pepper, they're covered in pockets. And she went, okay. And I said, do you remember having pockets as a kid? She went, oh, I don't know if I do, actually. There you go. No pockets until 1968. People bought it. Magic.
Women are still crazy about pockets now. We're only
Yeah.
just getting used to them. So, you pick the right person.
I have a confession. I just started walking around with one of those European leather man purses. And yeah.
What,
There
around
was
your
something
waist?
different about
No,
you.
no.
Not a fanny pack.
Not a fanny pack.
A man bag.
A man bag.
Oh,
yeah.
like so it's like a sort of book size kind of thing.
I got to tell you, I'm not comfortable with it.
No.
I'm trying to be cool. I'm trying to be hip.
Own it.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to like fight through it and just own it. And I'm not comfortable.
You are a powerful, I don't just mean muscular, you are a powerful man. You know,
Yeah, the man's a
you always
force of
strike me.
nature.
You always strike me as a very confident man, but you're telling me you have doubts.
You would think I'd walk with a whole lot of swagger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I find myself like carrying it, like doing the walk of shame sometimes. I'm like,
Are
because I've been
you?
doing the IRL streaming using it.
That's for those who don't know. It's in IRL, real life, is what he means to say. Are you? Can I ask you a question? Because we don't know each other very well. Are you a confident person, or are you?
No.
No.
To be dreadfully honest, I was not raised to be confident. I had to work for the little bit that I got.
So how does
I
I
had
mean?
crappy
go on.
parents.
Right. Welcome, brother. You and me both, huh?
Yeah, I had to fight through it.
Because isn't it funny? We make up, all of us do it. We make up stories about people from what we see. And what I see is a big tough guy wearing a cool hat and with that kind of what we have been educated in this country is to think is a very tough accent, right? So that's the package that you get. And it's only just occurred to me that maybe that's not what is inside the package. And actually it's something very different. And you're starting to reveal that there probably is.
Yeah, no, I'm not a real tough guy. I'm not. It's an accent. I mean, I got it because of geographically where I was from. But the outside is not what's inside, really, to be honest. I know I shouldn't say that, right? I should like just post up and be like, yeah, you want some of this?
First of all, I could kick your ass because I know karate, but I'm a karate master. But how does my lack of self-confidence and my self-loathing, which I'm actually making a lot of progress on, means that I don't go to parties, will never go to a party on my own, never went to any premieres or anything, or hardly ever. I can't walk into a room full of people I don't know and go, hi, I'm Ian. I hate it. I can do it, but I hate it. Is that how it impacts on you, or are there different impacts?
Well, like I'm fine, like going out to dinner alone, things like that. Like I could walk up into a place alone, and I'm okay with that. I just had a funny rock and roll story I could share with you.
Yes, please.
My sister knew the Spin Doctors. Do you know? You guys know who they are?
Yeah,
right?
Two Faces.
Well, there's a song called Larrabee's Gang.
I don't know that song.
It was on one of their albums. Well, the song is based on the Blues Travelers, Joan Osborne, all of them in the city playing small little bars and clubs.
Yeah.
That's what the song is about. Well, Larrabee is my sister.
Wow.
So they had this song on one of their albums. You could check it on YouTube. You could Google it. You can check it on YouTube. Fact. So I'm friends with Eric, the lead guitarist. I went to Pittsburgh. The show in here in Kent, Ohio, canceled. I don't know why. I don't know if it was a COVID restriction or what. So I show up in Pittsburgh. I say, hey Eric, I'm going to go to Pittsburgh. You got me on a ticket. He said, I got you. Come on. I go there and he big leagued me. Like wouldn't let me, like didn't have me in the backstage area. And you don't want to be a nunce to be like, hey, you know, you don't want to say things like that. You know what I mean? I'm like, guy, what? Yeah, I was going to take photos for you and stuff. What is, you know? So yeah, I went all the way to Pittsburgh, which is like 2 hours away.
Yeah.
And I got big leagued by him. And I've hung out with him for hours after shows and stuff before.
Big, so just to clarify, because I don't know, the big league means he was the big
Too big
star
to
and you're a
spend
piece
time.
of, you're nothing.
Too famous, yeah. Yeah, I don't have time for you kind of thing. I'm like, really? Really? You're going to do me like that? Okay. All right. I stayed for 2 songs, snapped some photos, and left. That's what I did. I took the high road.
And did you speak to him about it?
No. And that's where I was getting to what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I don't stand up and I don't know if that's because I'm getting older and more mature and I'd rather not fight the fight. You know what I mean? But I just, kind of just was like, all right, well, there's that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So when you say fight the fight, do you mean historically what, you'd have got angry, you'd have punched him, you'd have sworn at him?
Well, just spoke up for myself more and been like, I don't appreciate what you're doing here. And I you're like a D-list celebrity, or whatever I would have said,
See, I'm now going the other way.
You're starting to get emboldened.
I'm starting to choose discomfort over resentment, and by that I mean have the uncomfortable conversation and say, I had some work. I mentioned this the other day. I had some workmen here. They didn't do what I asked them to do. There were 3 big guys in my back garden, and it was completely not what I wanted. I was going to let it ride, and in the end, I went out and I said, "This isn't what we agreed on, and I'm not very happy with it." That's a big thing for me to do, right? But 2 years ago I couldn't have done it. Now I can.
You would have had the coulda, shoulda, wouldas after the fact.
Yeah. I would have carried this resentment around. I'd have sworn at Catherine. I'd have sworn at the kids because of these people not doing what I wanted and me not saying.
And you would have felt small and disliked yourself.
And it's interesting that you're going the other way. Neither is right. Neither is wrong.
Which is horrible to have that feeling that you would have had. I mean,
yeah.
Now I'm kind of feeling that now that we're having this conversation.
What about my gardeners or about the spin doctors?
No, the whole coulda, shoulda, woulda feeling is a crappy feeling to have.
Yeah. There is that. I said that there is Brené Brown, choose discomfort over resentment. And it means having that conversation instead of, 3 weeks later thinking, fucking gardeners didn't do the thing. Choosing the discomfort of a 2-minute conversation of being honest.
Now, I just had a stream and I want to share this with you guys, the whole Charlie Watts thing, RIP. I did a lot of stuff on Charlie Watts and I was amazed by him.
Yeah.
What a humble individual he was. This is coming on the foothills of what I just went to Pittsburgh, had Eric Big League me, and then I did the stream on Charlie Watts and I was like, now that's a rocker. That's a class act. Somebody that doesn't take it, for granted and act like such a big shot,
I know very little about the Stones. They're not really my cup of tea, but everything I've heard about Charlie Watts is he was a proper old-fashioned English gentleman.
Just a true gentleman. I was like, I was shocked because I really went into it and went into like interviews of his and stuff where he got interviewed and he's so uncomfortable. Uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. You're in the freaking Rolling Stones. You're uncomfortable with an interview. You're uncomfortable talking about yourself or,
Yeah.
Nothing like it. And it was true. You could tell it was true that it all bothered him during the whole interview. He sat on his hands and he was just very timid. And kind of cool. This is just different. You don't see that in music much.
A-holes. You see the A-holes. Coffee Talk, I'm going to say goodbye to you. Thank you so much.
It was
Pleasure
good
to
hanging
see
out
you.
with you guys.
Always
Take
a
care,
pleasure.
Coffee Talk.
Tutty bye. Tutty bye. Here's the link if anyone wants to come and join us. I'm enjoying this tonight. A nice, quiet vibe. Why are we doing this show tonight? Why have we not gone behind the paywall? Because tonight's show and tomorrow night's show. Tomorrow's only an hour because I'm going to Edinburgh very early. But next week you're going to get two podcasts. You're going to get the first part of the show in Luton and the second part of the show in Luton, professionally recorded. It sounds wonderful. You're going to get those. And do you know what? I think I'm probably gonna record maybe one or two little walking around Edinburgh things. I don't want to do too much because I'm there to connect with my dad and higher powers and stuff. But I'll get bored, so I will probably record a couple of short little things. But we're doing this tonight completely free, no paywall, because we want you who are not signed up to the Patreon to come and sign up to the Patreon. It really is very, very simple. You go to www.patreon.com/Ian and Catherine, IAIN, and Catherine with a K. You pick a tier that suits you. $4.99 plus VAT. $6.66 plus VAT is probably the best value for money. The price of 2 coffees. You get behind all of the paywalls. You get all of the full show podcasts, the 45-minute podcasts, and loads of other stuff as well. You get shed loads of stuff. And if you sign up now for the month of September, you don't just get September's audio, you get June, July, and August. It works out at about 0.7 pence an hour of material. So do it. And let me just check. No one signed up during this show, so that's great.
Well, they must be riveted to what we're doing. They'll miss us when we're gone. And then
It's a weird thing, isn't it? Trying to drum up business. We're about 620, I think, now. And that's probably going to be our limit. There are going to be very few people that go, must find out what Catherine Boyle or what Ian Lee's up to. Oh, they're doing this. I think we're at the peak, and it is great. Doesn't cover the bills, but it's great. And it just means somehow finding another little income. It's partly why we got the donate bar up there. But Tim, before I come to you, actually, I should just do a tiny, tiny little bit of business. We are sponsored by the wonderful Surfshark. If you need a VPN, that's a very private, naughty man, to protect your internet browsing, to protect your surfing. You can use it when you're in Costa and you're using their shonky Wi-Fi that anybody can hack into. You can use it to watch American Netflix. You can use it to surf the net and hide your locaziano. It is brilliant, right? Surfshark is the best one because you can use it on unlimited number of devices. It probably means you can fudge it somehow. Use it on unlimited number of devices. But if you use this link here, surfshark.deal/TLNA, 83% off and 3 months extra for free. Surfshark.deal/TLNA. 83% off and you get 3 months for free, and we don't bang on about it enough. We should bang on about it more. Consensually. Well, you do wonder what is the point of doing these adverts, because no one has signed up to Patreon. And that's okay. How I don't need to ask that question. Phil, I don't know what to say, man. We gave you every opportunity, and for some reason your call has been deleted from my call list. I was about to call you back. I'm unable to do that. I honestly, I don't remember you. I very rarely remember any of the calls, and I always find it interesting when people feel the need to be remembered by me. Do you know what I mean, Catherine? There are some people for whom that is quite important that I remember who they are.
It's the thing of, if someone phones a radio station, it might be for the first time ever. It might be the only time in their lives they do such a thing, and it's a big significant moment for them. And for some people, they need to feel that that's reciprocated.
Yeah.
Rather than someone's job, we took how many calls? We'd take sometimes 50 calls a night.
Phil, you can chat. You can phone me on the Skype, and your number will come up, and I will answer it.
That doesn't mean that your life is unimportant, and that we took it for granted that you would ring us up and tell us something intimate. It's not that at all. It's just that the level of conversation that we had on radio meant that we couldn't possibly remember every single person, and that's no disrespect to you, honestly.
Sloop and O'Neill, thank you for the subs. Someone called, what is this? Coffee Talk says, pinching myself, I got to talk to Ian. He better remember it. When was that? I don't recognise the name. Apologies. Gatford's looking.
Remember me. Do you remember me?
Unfortunately, yeah, I do. It's Gatters. It's the Black Forest Gatters.
Indeed. Hello, Ian. Hello, Catherine. How are we doing?
Croonford. My sister. Yeah, do you know what? My stock response to that question for the past 3 weeks has been, yeah, I'm okay. Because I'm okay. These pills I'm on, I mean, it's interesting. Right, Phil, Phil, I see you, and I will call you back. Don't delete your number. I'm wondering if they're making me too neutralized, because I'm okay. I found myself welling up a couple of times recently, just because the kids have done something beautiful, or I've sat next to my 11-year-old and he's sworn a lot, sworn on a fairground ride, and I found that quite moving. And I was kind of tearing up, and then it stopped, and I thought, that's unusual, because I would have had a cry at that, and a couple of other more emotional things. I would have had a cry at that, and it gets to it, and then it stops. So that's interesting. And yeah, I'm okay. That's it. Yeah, I'm okay. And it will be interesting to see if in 6 months, if there is any break from that, yeah, I'm okay. If there is, then the meds aren't the right thing for me, because I don't want to be, yeah, I'm okay all the time. I want a bit of that. So we'll see. But yeah,
the meds take time. I mean, it's interesting because I remember when I first went on. Yeah, I'm on antidepressants, citalopram, and my sister didn't like how they first made me.
Yeah,
she actually said, I think it was at Christmas time. She said, "Oh, they make you very dull."
Well, hang on a minute. You can't blame that on the drugs, Gary. Come on, mate.
But like duller than normal, which I mean that's serious, something serious.
Did she mean dull, or did she mean detached?
Possibly more detached, I would say. Yeah, she said sometimes you weren't there. And I said it's because I think I only started them in like the November and Christmas Christmas when it came around. So yeah, and I did feel a little bit weird on them to start with. So it's unusual for someone to say that I'm detached, because normally that's the opposite of what I am. Normally I'm in the room and fine and can't remove myself from those sort of things.
I can't remember which medication it was with you, Ian, but there was a moment.
Sertraline.
Yeah, where you just weren't bothered by anything, and I found it very difficult to connect with you.
Sertraline was bloody horrible.
Yeah, it took the highs and the lows out, and the middle ground was kind of beige.
I love the cushion collection, Catherine. It's very pleasant, very colourful. Why are there none of your collection cushions in the background? Is it's just a bit too much self?
My children have got them in their bedrooms, and my parents have them, but I don't.
It's like bands wearing their own merch. It looks cool, but it's not really the done thing.
I've got a painting. I've got a couple of. I tell you what I've got. Look, I'll show you.
Phil, for Christ's sakes, I just said I'm going to call you back. This call ain't going to go well.
I've got the bee painting, and I've got another one of mine there.
Excellent.
So there are some.
It looks like Alton Towers was a blast.
So good.
Magic. It's magic. Exhausting.
Do you think now you've had your fill of theme parks for this summer, or are you tempted to go for? Are there any more in the UK that you can?
Yeah.
There's Poulton's Park, which is actually quite good. I like Poulton's.
There is. Is the American Adventure still around? I used to love that. American Adventure Place.
Is that Tom Thumbland? Isn't there one called Tom Thumbland?
No, there's Gulliver's.
Gulliver's,
There's
that's
two
it.
Gullivers. Yeah,
Gullivers.
there's one near me, and there's one in the lakes, I think.
I'm done. You know, I've done Legoland a lot because the boys would get free tickets because I live next door to it. I'm done. You know, they're not really my favourite kind of environment, but being there with a 9 and an 11-year-old boy, who you just buy into the whole magic, allowed me to buy into the whole magic. And I enjoyed it. And I think for you know, I couldn't have afforded it unless Amy hadn't helped us out with free passes and things like that. You could not, you know, those places aren't cheap, but we got free entry every day. Wow, you know, that saved us thousands. But, you know, and they were supposed to be, because we couldn't do what I would call a bigger holiday, not necessarily going away, you know, but because of money and COVID primarily, it was like, right, in fact, I booked these during lockdown. We're gonna do these. We're gonna do these kind of smaller things, and we're gonna squeeze every last drop of, you know, 4 days at Chessington's a lot, but we squeezed every last bit of pleasure out of those 4 days, and it was magic, you know. But it's not my first choice. Who's booting up a computer?
Are you booting the computer up over there? Yeah. Well, stop it!
It's not my first choice of holiday, but I loved it, and I had an amazing time, and the boys had an amazing time. Yeah. Lounge
And I've got a solution for Tim. Get those speakers in the back of a car, get outside a pub at about closing time, and just find the first person that comes out. 30 quid.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
I mean, that used to happen all the time when I was younger. Not that I was in pubs when I was too young.
Yeah. How are you doing, Gary?
I've not been well this week. I've had a bit of a dicky tummy. So it's caused a few sleepless nights and a few strange days. I went to a small group event. Our church has we split into smaller groups so that we can meet up, and, you know, in according to where you are. And I'd cooked and I had to leave because I was feeling a bit untoward, and I didn't want to have a moment in front of people that I didn't know that well.
Yeah.
So I went home, and it was one of those interesting walks home.
Oh, bum clench time.
Yeah, just like, you know, everything's fine, everything's okay, but just going to walk a little bit quicker. So.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, but apart from that, I'm all right. So it's led to me feeling a little bit like a zombie this week. I'm kind of glad that we're nearly at the end of the week.
The church opposite me. I don't go to it, but they're having a silver band concert.
Oh, nice.
September the 12th. I'm there, buddy. I am there. Outdoor silver band concert, 200 yards from my front door. Yes, please. I will have some of that.
We started doing our Sunday mornings back in person.
Yeah.
And we have a band every week, you know, so we have a church. Oh, it's so nice having live music again, even if it's, you know, even if it's volunteers and, you know, they only practice together for an hour a week. It's just so nice to have live music.
Yeah, love it.
You know, I hadn't realised how much I'd missed it.
I'm sorry that you've got a shitty ass.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Call it that. We call it a running.
Come here for sympathy, so you know.
I hope it's sort of. I recommend a cork.
No, we have someone's eye out.
I'm not going to Ireland, Ian. I don't care what you think.
All right, Gary. Thank you, mate. Nice to talk to you.
Squidford.
Squidford. That's terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible behaviour.
Terrible business. Sorry about that.
Something to say, and I can't think. It's a slog, this, isn't it, Kath? Not tonight necessarily. I've enjoyed tonight, but it's a slog.
Yeah.
Thinking. I don't know. I don't know quite where I'm going with that sentence.
Yeah, and I think that going where we went over the weekend and the places that we went to, it's kind of reinforced my thought that a lot of people have picked up where they left off, like 18 months ago.
I've stopped wearing a mask.
What, completely? Even in a supermarket?
Yeah, I wore it in the petty station the other day, but no one's doing it. And
I'm in the minority in the supermarkets. I just don't feel like I want to take it off yet.
Yeah. But this. I don't know what this job is. Right? And it's a new kind of. It's new in the world of entertainment anyway. I don't know what this job is, and I don't know what the end. I remember, right, when my dad was dying, and he was on his deathbed. You know, they had a bed in their house for a while, and we all knew he was dying. I don't know if he knew. I don't know if he was ever told. Right, and he was very ill and he was out of it, and he was bed was in the living room. We're all sat there, and he said, "What is the end game?" He like suddenly sat up. And like, what is the end game? What are we aiming for here? Why are we doing this? And, you know, the end game was we are making you as comfortable as we can so that your death is as easy as it can be. Of course, no one said it. And it wasn't my place. I didn't know him that well. It wasn't my place to have that conversation with him. That was his wife or his kids that, you know, wasn't my position to go, well, Dad was doing. But this is what I feel about this, right? What is the end game? What are we aiming for with this? And part of me is thinking, shit, are we aiming for the death? You know, is this like the slow dragging out the death of our careers? Part of me does think that in comparison with my dad's thing. What is the end game? Because it doesn't look like the end game is going to be we get up to 2,000 subs. You know, we fluctuate between 560 and 630. That's it. Doesn't feel that the end game is not we're going to get to 1,000, right? I think we've reached our peak. What is the end game? Is this just to tide us over until, you know, I'm asked to do, you know, Big Brother when it comes back or whatever? What is it? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, but I think the last 18 months have taught me not to try and second guess it. Not even the last 18 months, it's the last 20 years working in radio. Just concentrate on the thing in front of me. That's what I'm doing now. And for me, the end game, well, the game was being lucky enough to get out of a job that I was starting to hate and was starting to grind me down and make me feel miserable. And then it was get through a really uncertain time for everyone and just keep going and hope that it's always led to something in the past. Why wouldn't it do it again? I don't know. But honestly, I couldn't tell you.
26th of September. Something's going to happen then. Or maybe a few days after. I don't know. Something's going to happen either then or maybe, you know, like within the next 5-10 years of that time, there's going to be that. I'm going to phone up Phil because I said I would phone up Phil. You'll be able to hear him, Catherine, but he will not be able to hear. He will not be able to.
I don't think he's interested in talking to me.
Okie dokie, doggy.
That's the impression I'm getting.
Let's
it's
see.
All good.
Let's see what we get. Boom, Gatford, here we go. Yeah. Come on. Answer. Phil Jackson. You called. Where are you? Let's try again. Let's try it. Let's try this. Let's try this. There we go. This will work.
Sorry, the person you were trying to reach is not currently able to accept call.
Thank you, Phil Jackson. Appreciate it. Phil Jackson has driven this entire show completely. Vipor, I think it's overthinking. I know it's your lives, but Catherine's right. Something will come and change everything again, as will something after that. You guys are doing amazing. You're right. We are doing amazing. Which is why it's frustrating that more people don't get this. More people don't listen to this. You know, Rick Edwards is taking over Nikki Campbell on 5 Live.
Yeah.
He used to be my runner.
Yeah.
And
I saw someone I used to work with is now head of news and current affairs at Channel 4, giving out prizes at Tokyo Olympics.
Yeah.
Someone I work with at 3 Counties.
Yeah. Anyway, can anyone call with a subject or is there a topic? Not now because we're finishing. So,
But you could have.
You could have done. Hey, if you sign up to the Patreon, you can ask us anything. Patreon.com. / Ian and Catherine, IAIN, and Catherine with a K. We're doing a free show tomorrow night. I think it's at 7. Probably about an hour because I've got to get up early to go to Edinburgh. And if you're unhappy with, the amount we give away free and the amount behind the paywall, you don't have to sign up. You really don't. Or you sign up for a month and go, that's not quite what I thought, and you unsubscribe, it's fine. But please don't tell us how to do it. Please don't tell us how to do it. That's not a nice feeling to feel that we've got 625 bosses who are all looking at us going, well, I don't think you've done enough. If it's you don't like it, then that's cool. We can't please everyone, but dear God, we are giving you so much fucking value for money. How dare that guy say, you better give us some paywall stuff, otherwise this month ain't worth it. Jesus, man, you had 4 shows last week that were all paywall. So Phil Jackson says it's so frustrating. You're fucking telling me, Phil. You're telling me it's frustrating. We're giving you so much. There's no badges. We're giving you so much value for money. And if you don't like the content, that's a different thing altogether. I really think you would have to be hard pushed to say, I paid that $6.66 plus VAT, but I didn't really get as much as I was expecting. Go and look at some other Patreons. Go and have a look at what you're getting. Some people don't give out anything. Just supporting them. It's all good. It's all good. Well, Phil missed it! Fucking Phil.
Come on, give him one more go.
Phil, answer. Phone up now. Phone up now. Phone up now. Bearing in mind the call will not go well. Phone up now. And I will answer it. I'm looking at the screen. Hello, Phil.
Hello, Ian. Why are you getting so wound up? We're finally through. Nice to speak to you.
How can I help you?
No, I just wanted to speak to you. It's just like I've been on the chit chat, and then tried on the Zoom, and I couldn't get through on the Zoom.
We've got all of that.
And I just wanted to be.
What was it you wanted to say?
Yeah.
Now we've got through, and we're coming to the end of the show. What was it you wanted to say?
Do you know what? I just wanted to be part of the show, really. Have a chat with you.
The whole fucking show has been about you. It's all been about you!
Okay. All right. Well, shall I call in next time?
No! Tell us what you've called in now! Tell us what you want to say!
I just wanted to say that I phoned you years ago, and I was drinking and taking drugs, and now I'm not.
Well done.
And I've sorted my life out, and it was really like quite an experience. I followed you for quite a long time, and
how did you get clean and sober, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, what happened was I done it all on my own. Just stopped drinking just overnight. And didn't tell anyone about it, and then went a whole year without drinking, and then feel quite emotional telling you this now. And then I decided to do a level 2 counsellor's course, and then I've done a level 3, and now I'm doing my level 4.
Beautiful.
And I suppose I feel like I've got a bit of a connection with you, I suppose, really, because I know you're doing your CPTA level 4, so there you go.
I wouldn't say connection. I would say coincidences and shared experiences, but which I think is different from a connection. But congratulations on getting clean and sober. It's there are several different ways of doing it, and it's all better for it.
Yeah, definitely. So that's all it really all I wanted to say, really. Just have a quick chat.
Well
I've been listening to the show tonight. It's
have
been really
you
good.
Have you started?
Sorry if you found me frustrating.
Oh, I find life frustrating. Don't you worry about that. Have you got a placement yet? I don't quite know where you are in terms of your course. Have you got a placement?
Yeah, I've got a placement. I work for the Awareness Centre in Clapham, and I've done about 85 hours.
Bloody hell, gosh. Well done. That's great news.
Yeah.
I'm about to start my
so
placement.
I've just finished my first.
Okay. I'm about to start my placement
So I
in a
just
couple
finished-
of weeks. So, looking forward to getting my first client. fixing their lives.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good. Yeah. So with my placement, I see 4 clients each Saturday morning from 9 till 1 o'clock. And yeah, it's all been online on Zoom.
I thought you were only supposed to do 3 hours a week.
Sorry?
I thought we as students were only allowed to do 3 hours a week.
No, I do 4 hours. So I do four 50-minute sessions. So I do 4 each Saturday morning.
Okay.
So I'm up to 85 hours now.
Gosh.
Oh yeah, I'm pleased with myself anyway. So yeah, it's all quite good. And I'm going to start my second year next week. So yeah, back to college next week.
Hang on a minute. Okay. Well, congratulations. I'm glad it's all going so well.
Okay, thanks, Ian.
All right, Phil.
No problem.
Tutty bye. Tutty bye. There we go. We made it in the end. There'll be peace in the valley. Thank you, Boyley.
Hey, you're welcome. Thank you.
Wasn't it? I am going to put this up as a poddy for the 6. I'm going to put this up as a poddy for everybody. Free poddy juice. Oh, by the way, you know we used to do the Rabbit Hole podcasts and then we got rid of them. They are coming back. We're going to be repeating them 1 a week, every Monday morning. I think about 9 o'clock, I think I've said it for. We're going to upload one of the old Rabbit shows. And so I can't know if... There's the link. And we are going to be putting some other old stuff on there that we own. So it won't be Talk Radio stuff. I need to speak to Matty about it. But he's busy building ianlee.com for me. So thank you, Matty. And we're going to... So it's a really good way of supporting us that doesn't cost you a penny, even if you just download the podcast. So you're looking for the Rabbit Hole, the Late Night Alternative. It's on the Late Night Alternative feed. Look for it on all your podcast providers. Just by downloading it, we get a few pence, right? And if 2,000 people download it, we get a few quid, and it's actually really, really helpful. You don't need to sub via Acast. Get it from whichever feed you want. Leave good reviews and all of that stuff. It feels weird saying that. It's quite an old-fashioned thing, but it really does help us, and it'll be old stuff, some of which you may never have heard before. And we'll put a few exclusives on there, so that really helps. Thank you to all the Patreons. Screw the Patreoffs. Who cares about those guys? This is for you. We got some good stuff coming your way. This will go up as a podcast tonight, probably tomorrow now. And the music show will go up as a podcast for the £20 and above. I think we're done, Boyley.
Yeah, thank you for supporting us. We really do appreciate it. And I know that, money is tight for a lot of people. So in whatever way you can, and if you can't, then there's going to be, there's little bits of free stuff here and there.
There will be retribution.
There will not be retribution. I put a 10-minute podcast up quite often as well, and you can get that free. So if you just want to keep kind of abreast of things, but it will tantalize and tease you, and you will want to hear the rest.
Oh, I just was about to end the show. That's a ridiculous thing to do. We do a thing called a raid,
yes,
don't we? That's what we do. So let me see if any of our friends. Oh, Retro Faith's on. There we go. We're in.
Beautiful.
We're going to go and raid Retro Faith. La 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 Retro Faith. She's fab. She loves her old video games. I was playing Sega Rally on the Saturn today, but I was playing it on a handheld. I've got a handheld that will play it. I was hoping this handheld would let me play Wacky Races, but it wouldn't. It's a boring story. So let's go and raid Faith. She's fab. If you like her, stick around. If you don't, just leave quietly. Don't tell her, but do click follow. Stuff like that really helps people. She's playing Phantasy Star Online. Of course she is. Thank you, Catherine. See you tomorrow, 7 o'clock, I believe. Thank you, everybody. Tutty bye.
Good night.
Right, stay there, please.